Good afternoon and welcome to the Polokwane Cricket Club. Polokwane, the City of Stars, joining us for the CSA T20 Challenge Div 2 on such a phenomenal occasion that we've got. Over cloud conditions here in Polokwane. It'll be very interesting what the teams are looking to do and how they're looking to approach their game at this time. And joining me here, I've got Kagiso Masubelele.
It's good to be back here again after that semi-final, very good, intriguing semi-final that we had here on Wednesday. So it's very good to come back here with two teams that I think will be very, very competitive. I think with Limpopo Impalas obviously finishing top. They did beat Northern Cape the last time that they played in the T20 tournament. So I think it's going to be a very good tournament where you've got a younger team in Limpopo Impalas. Yes, they do have an Aldred Rocken who's the more experienced. But then you've got the Northern Cape Heat who've got Bashir Walters, Romano Terablanche, Grant Thompson, Jonathan Van Dier, Enes Kem. So they've got a lot of experience coming in. So it's going to be a very good contest between youth and a lot of experience. And then we'll see who comes out on top today.
No, definitely. I'm thinking now with the weather being a different change in the final, we've had sunny games here, and now we come here on the Sunday and it's overcast. So do you think that the weather will play a factor now?
I don't think. I think not too much in my honest opinion. I mean, we took a look at the pitch where you will see a bit later on. We took a bit of a look at the pitch a bit earlier on, and it just looked like, yes, it's very overcast, but I don't think that it will have too much to do. The pitch might have though, because the pitch is nice, it's nicely cut. There is a mixture of a bit of grass and also no grass, so it's actually gonna be a very good contest between bat and ball. First 5-6 overs, I think the bowlers will be licking themselves a bit more, and then from there on it should be an even more contest.
Be very interesting what type of batters and how they look to approach it early on, as you spoke about the first 5 and 6 overs. Be very, very interesting in terms of how do the batters go about it. And now we'll be going into the pitch report.
As we're doing the pitch report here, just looking at how the pitch is likely to play, I think seam bowlers on this side, especially bowling to the right-handers, will enjoy bowling here because the pitch is nice and compact here, very smooth. There is a bit of grass. I don't think it will do too much with the grass, but I think that because it's so compact, you'll get a good bounce on it, you'll get a good skid on it to carry through to the keeper quite nicely. And if you go just to the other side, the left-handers, we've got obviously 3 left-handers from Northern Cape Heat. They've got 3 left-handers in their top 6, where Limpopo Impalas might feel that this is a good area, especially for their seam bowlers early on, to bowl on it, to try and hit it and see if something can happen. It is maybe a touch too wide. It is a touch wider, but you never know. You pitch it here and something can happen out of it. And obviously with Gaudisa Molefe also, if he comes from the other side, later on turning the ball into the left-handers might actually do them some good justice. So I think it's a very fair wicket. It might break maybe in the first innings in this area here, which I think it might be a bit too short and a bit too wide. And as you go through the entire pitch, there is a lot of grass in the middle, but it's a bit too short here. So I don't think this will do too much with the way that it is so dry. And as you go to the other side of batting from the golf course end, not too many cracks here. It's nice and smooth. There is a very good balance between having a bit of grass and not too much grass. So I think the first 5 or 6 overs bowling first, especially in the first innings, might be a very good time for seam bowlers and might feel that they might get a lot out of it. I think it's a very good wicket. I would say average score on this kind of a wicket, looking at the dimensions of the boundary, only 62 meters to the side and 72 meters straight, not too long of boundaries. I think average score, we're looking at about 160, 170. And I think both teams, whether you bat or you bowl first, there might not be too much of a trouble. But Limpopo has defended scores very well, and they will be looking to probably defend on the wicket again, as that's what has gotten them to get results throughout the season.
Very, very interesting pitch report. Would be very interesting to see what the teams have chosen based on that wicket. In my personal opinion, because of the weather, what I'm looking at, I would have had a nice run in first. But let's see how the captains have chosen what they would like to do. And let's go to the toss.
weaker, but it still hits. That is still tight.
Chance is the
The
call.
call, and it is, you want the toss, what are you going to do?
We'll have a bat.
Okay. Heats have won the toss, and they'll have a match.
You just hold it. Ready.
Testing 1, 2.
Okay, Grant, you've won the toss, and what are you going to do first?
Yeah, we're going to have a bat first. Big game final. I want to put some runs on the board and put them under pressure.
And do you have any changes in your team?
No, same teams that played the Knights last game.
Yeah, and what do you think about the wicket? Why the choice to try? And,
Yeah, it was a tough one. Looks like there's a little bit of moisture there, a little bit more than normal. Over conditions, but I think that's going to be around for the whole day. It's more pressure game, more final decision than actually what's underneath. So, yeah, hopefully we can bat well, soak up a bit of pressure up top there, put on a decent score, and back our bowlers to defend it.
Thanks, Grant.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good luck. Good luck. Enjoy. Good luck.
Okay. Ron, obviously toss didn't go your way. What would you have done?
Yeah, we probably look to bat as well. But yeah, either way, there's, like you said, there's a bit moisture in the wickets, there's a bit of rain overcast predicted. So yeah, happy to chase, know what's on the board, and go chase it down for that trophy.
And do you have any changes in your team?
CJ King is out, and Dan van der Merwe is back in.
What are you guys looking at? I'm sure it must be a very big occasion for Limpopo Impalas to be hosting a T20 final. Yeah. How is the mood in the change room?
No, we're very excited. I think it's a big day for Limpopo cricket. It's exciting to see in which direction we're moving into. So very exciting, and hopefully we can get a nice crowd into that. I'm sure the guys will pop in to come support the boys. But everyone is amped for this day and ready to go.
Okay, thanks, Raz. All the best.
Thank you.
Very interesting decision there from the Northern Cape, Pete. Electing to bat first, despite the conditions, what we're looking at. But I think this is just more than a tactical thing. They know the history of the Impalas and looking to just upset them a bit at the beginning of this final that we've got here.
Yeah, definitely. I think what you want to do is that you want to upset what your oppositions are looking to do. I think Limpopo Impalas would have looked to bat first here, and as they said also that they would have liked to back in the skills, but that wasn't to be. And as we say that, when we start, we've got Hasbrook that will be going to NS Chem first up. We've got two left-handers for Northern Cape, so it's going to be very interesting to have obviously an off-spinner turning the ball away from them.
Very interesting from the skipper. We've seen him doing this often. Starting with the slip in, getting us and attacking. Maybe he knows something about the wicket that we don't. But there we go. Hasbrook to Ernest Kane. Hasbrook starts right, tight on the stumps. Not giving him any room to try free his arms. I think both teams will be very tentative early on.
1300 start, guys. 1300.
Yeah, I think the way that it is, when we looked at, I'm not too surprised. I think after the pitch report, when we saw a little bit earlier on that there is a bit of rough just outside that off stump for left-handers. Obviously, Northern Cape Heat come with three left-handers to the wicket, so it's going to be very interesting. So that was just a single on that one. Then we've got the very experienced Jonathan Van Der, who of course has played in the IPL also. So this is going to be a very good contest here.
Jonathan Van Der will be looking to take his first ball. Hasbrook tries to dart that in. And what in the world was that? It's good chase down. The skipper gives a wide and a boundary. Not a way you'd like to start at all.
Yeah, definitely. I think he was just looking to try and rush Jonathan Van Der, as we spoke about the experience. And he's normally very good over that extra cover, taking the ball over them. So he's just trying not to give him that, but obviously just didn't work out too well there for him.
Hasbrook goes try a bit tighter. Seeing a little bit of bite there, but no run. Jonathan Van Der, we know he's got the experience, sussing him out, trying to see what he's trying to do. Hasbrook with another stays nice and tight. Ball go. Funny enough, they remove the slip, and the ball goes down past the keeper for the single.
Yeah, but I guess not too nice of a thing there when you set a field for something, and then when you set it for something else, what you set it for before happens.
RC with a quicker one, that ball. Both teams just holding on to see. They've already got 7 runs off the first 4 balls. Oh, ball's biting a bit. A single outside edge. And a dive down a short third by Don Khadeb. And that's just the single. And that is over up for the Northern Cape Heat. 8 for no loss after the first one.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing in that over there was it was just quite a bit of a tight over, but unfortunately there was just that one where it was just going down there from Hasbrook that managed to give them a boundary and a wide, unnecessarily so one would say, and into the attack from Said Street end will be Fenter. And that will be going for his first ball to NS Kem, who is normally quite the guy that looks to rotate the strike early on in his innings, and he really looks to bat for longer time. Most of the time you'd say that the team looks to bat around him as he's not an explosive batter of any kind, and he will be looking to obviously make sure that they don't lose early wickets. As we know that in T20 cricket, if you lose 3 wickets in the power play, most of the time you are looking at losing the match.
That's correct. Mornay with his first ball to Ernest Kem. Ball moves away. Ernest Kem tentatively plays that, but lets it go. Seems as if he lets it go past to the keeper. Interesting how the wicket is playing. Like I thought it would be more of a decision to say, let's let the Impalas chase their first game. They've been doing so well defending totals. We know they could defend anything. The KB says we're willing to bet on this, regardless how it plays. Mornay goes on the fuller side. Ernest tries to drive that. They take the single. Fumble that extra cover region by Liam Peters.
A bit of a fumble there, you would say there was an opportunity created there. I mean, with Jonathan Van Dier, we know he normally is not the person that's looking for quick singles in the circle. He's normally looking to make sure that he goes nice and over and try to get, especially in the power plays, to go for 4s and 6s. So I think Limpopo Impalas would feel that if they can try to squeeze him a little bit and get a bit of pressure on him.
Mornay goes a bit fuller. Jonathan Van Dier will not miss out on those. It's that pass that covers for 4 runs. Got such experience. He's not going to miss out on a half volley gifted to him.
Definitely. I think that time around from Marina Fender, just pitching it a touch too full, and thus allowing Jonathan Van Dier to just lean into it.
There goes again, goes to the fuller side, thick outside edge, and that passes pointer, short third man for a boundary. Jonathan Van Dier will take them as they come. We know he strikes boundaries frequently, but he's happy to keep going.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what better way if you get an edge early on and it doesn't come to the hands, but rather it just goes to the bottom. That again. That time around from Morne Venter, what he did differently is that he actually got it a bit more tighter, where the previous one where he hit it through was a bit wider, but this one was tighter, and thus he induced the edge.
Morne goes nice and tight. Van Dier keeps that out. He's taking the 2 boundaries, and he keeps this one out. Morne playing with his lines very, very well. But you can literally see with Jonathan Van Dier using the depth of the crease, using his alignment to really make it difficult for the bowlers to settle. He's doing it very, very well.
Yeah, definitely. I think after that first ball that was hit for a 4, he's looking to bowl a bit tighter. As you saw in that occasion again, the last 3 balls he really looked to bowl tighter. Make sure that you don't give room, because you know Jonathan Van Dier is not somebody that's going to use his feet a lot, but rather he relies on those arms of his and then just hits it through to the covers for 4.
And that is the end of the over for the Northern Cape Heat. 17 for no loss after 2 overs. current run rate is 10.6, going and striking well. And the skipper's bringing himself on the golf course end here.
Yeah, interesting. Normally you see them opening, spin bowlers especially opening the first over and not really coming back for the next over. So it's very interesting that he's looking to go for 2 in a row. Let's see how this one goes.
Haasbroek sending that very nice and tight inside edge to square leg region. And let's keep trying to suss out. There has been some turn, so he's not really sure if he should commit with his hands, but slowing his hands down beautifully. Haasbroek with his second ball goes a little bit quicker. Ernest Cape tries to take a quick single by Kim, but Jonathan Van Dier is not interested in those.
Yeah, I think what very interesting, Limpopo should now realize that they've got an opportunity where NSKM is not an explosive batter. Whenever he's on strike, he's going to look for those singles, and you know Jonathan Van Dier is not going to respond too well to trying to go for those quick singles early on.
Kim hits that down to the car corner region. Jonathan Van Dier, they take the 2. Haasbroek going a little bit on the shorter side, but good fielding by Steenkamp down on that car corner boundary. Haasbroek gets that one up, and as Kim knocks that one down to the long on, just for the single, putting Van Dier back on strike.
Not too sure if early on it's a good tactic to have a long off for an NSKM turning the ball away, where you know that I'd rather tend him to come down, but then I think it becomes a very easy single for him.
Haasbroek nice and tight. Van Dier keeps that one out for a dot ball. Almost you can see him calculating in his head. You can look at Van Dier working it out. With such experience, looking around at that square leg region. And keeps the run out. Ron Haasbroek keeping it nice and tight. And that is the end of the over. And Northern Cape Heat 20 for no loss after 3. Very, very good over that the skipper Haasbroek has bowled for the Limpopo Impalas.
Yeah, definitely. I think you can almost see what the tactic is here. Is to try and ball tight, both men trying to make sure that you don't give them enough room to free their arms, and it has worked well so far. With the last 3 balls of the previous over for Morne Venter were very tight, and this time around also from Haasbroek, the skipper, bowling it very tight, not giving any worth, making the batsmen try to work a little bit more for their runs.
And there's a bowling change down on the State Street end. We've got the experience of Aldred Hawken bowling his first delivery to Ernest Kim. 3rd man out, and they've got deep square. Very interesting with the lefty. It goes straight, goes over pitched, and Kim knocks that one, and it goes past the fielder for a boundary. Not the start, the skipper. Not the start that Aldred Hawken would have wanted to have, but good one for Northern Cape and Ernest Kim.
Yeah, definitely. I think the skipper just overran the ball there a little bit, and it just didn't come as quick as he thought that it was coming. And then that's just going past it for a 4. I won't be too happy about that.
And Aldred beats that outside edge. Can see that Kim is not looking to hold back. He's going to throw. If you give him width, he's going for it. What's the start you're looking for? And Aldred goes in again, gets a bit of bounce and carry. Kim plays under that ball again, thinking that it won't come up as much, but misses out on that.
Yeah, I think definitely look at Aldred Hawken. Obviously, he's a bit of a taller man, so every time he pitches it up, it comes up more than what you would expect it to come. I think very good bowling from Aldred Hawken, making sure that he doesn't give him too much width, which is what Kim has been looking for and throwing his hands at.
Aldred goes again, over pitches this time, and Kim goes over the top for boundary. Such a good shot, over covers. Such a good shot from Ernest Kim, over pitched by Aldred.
Yeah, I think. that it's not going to be easy to get those quick singles, and thus anything that he can look to pounce on is going to do that. So I think Eldred Walken would probably look to ball a little bit tighter, especially if you've got a deep square leg employed here.
Most definitely, most definitely. Aldred goes again. Ernest Kim misses out on that one. Looking to overhit. He almost looks like he's trying to overhit that ball where you know you can use the pace. You're deflecting the ball square of the wicket. Ernest Kim misses out on the third opportunity in this over to score that boundary option.
It's a bit uncharacteristic also from Ernest Kim to be throwing it, the bat at it so much. But he's on 14 from 13, but it's because there isn't too many singles that are up for play here, and then he feels that he needs to try and score as many boundaries as he possibly can, especially in the power play.
Aldred, change of field. Ernest Kim makes that one down to third man for the single. They did make a fielding change where the Hawken sent the sweeper out and brought the deep square in. Looking to keep it across so that even if he over pitches, still only goes for one.
Yeah, I do think it's a very good tactic there from him, just to, if he's going to go outside that off stump, make sure that you've got protection out there, because hardly anything, if actually nothing has been hit to the leg side so far. That time around, NSKM decided to try and come across and try to hit it over to the square leg, which wasn't to be.
Aldred, such a good shot from Van Der. It's good fielding down there. Good work. Van Der gets the 2 only. Would have loved to get 4. Played it nice and late over point. And that is the over up. And Northern KP 32 for no loss after 4 overs. What do you think on the start?
Just look at that. If you just look at the way Jonathan Van Der, and that's the experience that the man has. What he does there is that he allows the ball to come. He hits it under his eyes, just slightly opens up the face to try and guide it through that point area. Very wonderful batting from Jonathan Van Der and showing all the experience that he has. And just to answer you at the start, I think Northern Cape will probably be the happier of the two, having lost no wickets so far and also going at quite a good rate.
The skipper back into the attack at the golf course end for his third over. Bowling it to Ernest Kim. Gives him with bowls 2-4. And that's a boundary for Ernest Kim. He's not going to miss out on those. We've seen him doing against the seaman. Now he does it against the spinner.
Yeah, definitely. I think it must be frustrating from the captain himself. And also, if you just look at that replay again, too much width, just a bit too much width. Must be frustrating also from the coaching staff to say you've been bowling very well, bowling it tight, and decides to throw one wide without a sweeper. That is suicidal here from the bowler.
And Halsbrook with his second ball goes nice and tight, ball skids on.
And that time around, it just went back to what we were speaking about. He did well in the previous over of bowling it tight, and that's exactly what he did that time, and he gets a dot.
Halsbrook pauses, nice and slows it down on the wicket. This game keeps that one out. Straight back to him. Halsbrook goes quicker, and the skipper and Kim double steps and hits that one down. Past mid-on for a boundary. Very, very welcome. 2 boundaries in this over so far. Very, very, very good start from Kim. If you look at this replay, he hangs on and he sees the ball slow down, goes down the wicket, doesn't try to overhit, but places it very, very well. Halsbrook goes again, and after that boundary, they look for the single, quick single to mid-wicket, and they get the one.
Yeah, I think what NSKM did very well there is that he can clearly see that there was just that one that was wide, but then the tactic is always to come full and a bit straight, and the time around said, okay, he comes down, meets it down, gets good bat to it, and hits it down for 4.
Halsbrook saying nice and tight. Jonathan Van Der tries to get a quick single there, but very good fielding from the Limpopo Impalas. 41 for no loss after 5 overs, 1 over left for the power play. And we can see Ernest Kim is 24 of 19. Jonathan Van Der, not like him, not like what he did in the semi-finals, but 11 of 11, striking at 100%. We know that he can be very, very explosive.
Yeah, he is that kind of a batter, isn't he? That the longer that he spends on the wicket, the more runs he's going to score. So he'll be looking that, you know, it's a good power play, 41 for naught, going at over 8 and to the over. 41 for naught is a very good score. So he doesn't really need to be too attacking. When it's there for him to hit. But NSKM is trying to take over that at the moment.
Aldred Hawkins still remaining on the same side for his second over. Bowling it to Ernest Kim. Aldred goes a little bit on the shorter length. And unfortunately Kim misses out and that's stuck in his body. I hope that did not marinate these ribs. We know that Aldred is not the slowest of bowlers we've got in this division.
I wonder if it was a bit of a surprise to NSCAM for Aldred Rocken to remove obviously the fielder on the deep square boundary to the offside but bowl it a bit straighter. I think he might have not expected that he will actually come straight at him and it gave him a bit of a surprise ball that time around.
Seeing with the field being set on the offside, that would be an area that you'd want the bowler would be mostly looking to hit. And Aldred, NSCAM runs down, hits it on over the cow corner boundary and hits that for 4. Not holding back his face. Dot ball and says, I've got to get the first 3 balls. And we've seen that pattern. The first 3 balls, they're looking to try and get that boundary. And they're doing that very, very well. If you look at this replay, he sets himself, he goes early. Aldred tries to pull that length back to try and meet him, but Hawken unfortunately misses and Kim pounces on him. Aldred, what a ball from Hawken. Get a bit of bounce and climb. Fortunately, Ernest Kim doesn't look too pleased with himself, didn't really play, get into position, just use his hands.
Yeah, I think that time around, basically the way that he went about it is just looking at that they only have 3 balls left in the power play and trying to make the most of it. Again, an uncharacteristic shot from him, trying to go across the line.
Aldred for his 4th ball. And Kim runs down the wicket, calls yes to mid-off, gets the single. And giving the task to the experience of Vandia would be very, very good to see the battle of Vandia and Hawken.
Yeah, 2 very experienced men. They were once also teammates at the Momentum Multiply Titans some years ago. So there's guys that might know a little bit more about one another.
Aldred gets a bit of climb there. Vandia evades that ball. Very, very interesting. Would love to see that again. Such a ball. Got some climb, but he played it well. Didn't look too comfortable, Vandia. Played it very, very well to get out the way.
Yeah.
With the 1 ball left of this power play in the T20 final. Vandia tries to run that down, he misses, and Hawken will take that. And the Northern Cape beat 46 for no loss after 6 overs. What a start to the power play for the Northern Cape beat.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a very good start from their side. I think Limpopo will be disappointed that they haven't been able to get a wicket, and we see that in the power play. NSCAM currently on 29 of 23, and Jonathan Vandia of 11 from 13, with NSCAM being the aggressor. And Ron Hasbrook, the captain, has bowled 3 overs for 20, no wicket, and Aldred Rocken has bowled 2 overs for 17. I think when you looked at the pitch earlier, I said if it's going to have anything to do, it would probably be their first 5 or 6 overs, also where they feel that the bowlers, the seam bowlers in particular, feel that they can get something out of it. But it wasn't be the time around from the Limpopo Impalas. Northern Cape Heat will probably be the happier of the 2 in that first power play, managing to go through the power play without losing a single wicket. Don Khadebe comes into their attack from the golf course end.
This has been the skipper's go-to man, as we've seen that when he needs something to happen, he calls in Don Khadebe to come through and upset the batting lineup, maybe break through. But as he comes in for his first ball, goes for, beats. What a start. Beats Kim. There's always something happening when Don Khadebe comes in.
That is why the skipper wants him, isn't it? As we take a look at, it's just his first ball, a look at it again, and I just have a look, just went over that middle stump. Very good bowling here from Don Khadebe, as you said. A man, the leading wicket taker so far with 18 wickets in the tournament.
Don't take a ball, goes for a hit. And Kim hits that one down to mid off for a dot ball. Good start.
A very good start here from Don Khadebe, not giving anything away. His first two balls have just shown why he is the go-to man in this match.
For his third one, they try and drop that. Van der says yes, he calls that. Miss opportunity. If that had hit, we could have seen that from space and that would have been out. My goodness. You know what they say, But look at this replay. Drops it down and he pushes the legs. Look at the ground that's
He's
come.
gone. If that hit, he was gone. But that's what we spoke about a bit earlier. That is not somebody that's going to be looking to get too many quick singles. Tried to do that time and then gave Limpopo Impalas an opportunity. Unfortunately, from Impalas, it wasn't taken.
Brilliant start from Don Khadebe. Only for the 1 run in the first 3 balls. See how he closes up this over and how he leaves this first over of his. Don goes full. Van der tries to beat mid-off, but unfortunately, the skipper covers enough ground there in that position.
Yeah, I think that previous ball that we saw with that opportunity of a run-out is created by the pressure that Don Khadebe is creating with the way that he's bowling, not giving anything away, no width whatsoever, bowling it full and straight and saying to the batters that you have to do something to try and hit me. I'm not going to give any freebies away.
Don misses his length, and the experience of Van der is never going to miss out on those. We've seen it in the top competition. Dispatches that for a boundary.
And that's the 50 up for the Northern Cape Heat without losing a single wicket so far. As we look at that again, Don Khadebe has done. His ball was different from the previous one, as we see that. This time around, pitching it a touch short, not too short, a touch short, but anything that looks a bit short a bit wide to a player of Jonathan Van Dier's stature will look to put it away. And Limpopo Impalas have got a partnership of 51.
And we can see that the skipper's making a fielding change. Deep square ready out. They send a cow corner down, long ons down as well with a third man. Don goes full. And just a dot ball for the fuller straight. And Van der hits it straight back to him. And the Northern Cape Heat 51 for no loss after 7 overs. Good partnership. Very, very good partnership. Developing there. Honestly, the Northern Cape Heat will be the happier of the two camps at this moment. Run rates going at 7 runs and over. 7.7. So you're looking at them holding wickets on and hopefully starting to accelerate closer to those last 7 overs of the game.
Yeah, definitely. I think with the batting lineup that they do have, with the experience that they do have, with your Grant Thompson still to come, and I think they will be looking at that somebody now needs to start going so that they can give themselves a good score. And as we say that, we see Daniel van der Merwe coming into the attack from the State Street end. He obviously missed out in the semi-final due to sickness. He's been quite a good bowler for them so far. Daniel van der Merwe to NSK.
Danny goes nice and tight in this game. Works it around to the leg side. Good fielding down at that deep square boundary. They get the 2. Very good ground covered there.
Yeah, I think it was a touch too straight here from Daniel van der Merwe, just allowing NSK to get back on it and get it down to that deep square leg for 2 runs.
It'll be very interesting how Daniel van der Merwe goes with these strategies, bowling to 2 left-handers. As in, we haven't seen that often, but this is something that we'll be interested to see how he goes about it. But Daniel goes straight, and Kim runs down the wicket, lifts that over to the car corner region for 6 runs. We've seen him dispatch Hawken, and now he goes again. not forcing them to pull their lengths back. So he says, thank you very much. I'm happy to take that to the boundary.
Yeah, definitely very good batting here as we see that again. NS Cam just using his feet this time around, just coming down the wicket, covering the line and hitting it. It's I would want to say it's a bit of a strange partnership, and I'll just tell you about that now.
Daniel for his third ball goes full. And Kim hits that past point region. And that is a boundary. Second one. Daniel going too full, giving width as well. And we see Ernest Kim saying that is my bread and butter. And look at this replay. Look how still he is. Barely moves his feet, just uses his hands just to redirect that ball.
Yeah, I say again that very strange partnership, because normally Jonathan Van is the one that's aggressing and not the other way around. But then NS Cam this time around has put his hand and said, while you're still trying to get in the game, I'll take the initiative towards.
Okay. Daddy, give Bragus a breakthrough. It's an outside edge by Kim. Good take by the keeper. This is what the skipper would have wanted. A partnership has been broken by Daniel van der Merwe.
Yeah, definitely very good bowling that time around from Daniel van der Merwe. This time around, just pulling the length a touch. It was a bit too full in the last two balls, but this time around, he just pulled the length and just got NS came in all sorts of trouble. They wasn't really sure whether he wants to play it or not, and then just end up getting a bit of a bat to it.
Almost looked like he was just feeling for that ball. We've seen him strike it well, but almost looked like he was trying to feel for that ball. But hey, what can we say? It's a breakthrough for the Impalas. They'll be happy. Still, the Northern Cape camp will be happy. They'll still feel comfortable. 63 for 1 after 7.4 overs. Last two balls to go with a new batter walking into the crease. Lovely time, I think, now. The sun kind of peeking, opening the curtains a bit, just peeking on the pitch. It's going to be very interesting how the new partnership develops.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting as we see Diteko Mudiri coming to bat for Northern Cape Heat. Yeah, he's obviously on a bit of a loan. He's played a few games, a few 4-day games and a 1-day game for Momentum Multiply Titans this season. So I think this is only his second game for the Northern Cape Heat. Just been loaned for the rest of the season. What's very interesting though is that Diteko Mudiri and Daniel van der Merwe actually would know one another. Both coming from the Titans, have played cricket together growing up in high school and provincial cricket and all of that. So those are two players that know one another quite well, and it's going to be a very interesting and a nice battle for the two.
Very nice to have a home battle with people that you're familiar with. Saying it's my skills versus your skills. Let's make this exciting. So after the game we can have a chat about how I dismissed you or how I got on top of you. But dealing with his first ball, Daniel goes tight into his body, knocks that one down to the square leg just for the single. Oh, he opens his account very, very well.
I think what makes it even more interesting also is that the coach of Northern Cape Heat in Mark Charlton actually also coached Daniel van der Merwe at the under-19 and under-19 weeks while he was still down at the Titans. So he would know a bit of information about him and also helping obviously his batters how to deal with him.
And van der Merwe closing up this over. Goes short to Vandia. Vandia works out, get his hands nice and high just for the single. At that deep square boundary. It's very, very good stuff. And that is over up 65 for 1 for Northern Cape Heat after 8 overs. What a good start. Last remaining 12 overs. How do they go about this now?
Yeah, I think the Northern Cape Heat will probably look to still go attacking. Simply because they do have quite a decent batting lineup. They still have got Glenn Hans coming in, the lefty. He's been having a good season. They've still got the experienced captain Grant Thompson. They've still got Hanifel Yoon, who's also scored a lot of runs for them this season. So I think they'll still be looking at 12 overs to go, 9 wickets in hand. They can start going a little bit earlier than what they would normally do because they've been able to keep those wickets in hand.
Don Khadebe with his second over, goes fuller, and Vandia hits that one down to the long on boundary. It's very good, and I'll keep saying this. Don Khadebe keeps it very simple, like under 30 cricket, a bowl to the stumps, and that's it. You have to make your way around it, and it's worked for him. 18 wickets we've seen from him with this simple plan.
Yeah, and most of those wickets have actually been LBW and bowled. Hardly anything that's been because he's not giving too much away for the batter. So I think it's going to be obviously a very good contest here also with Don Khadebe and Diteko Mudiri, who just came to the wicket.
Teko Mudiri only getting his only 1 run so far, facing the experience of Don Khadebe. Goes for Teko, goes down low just to get to that ball, hits it for a single to that cow corner boundary, and Vandia's back on strike. Will it be a good tactic to say that when facing bowlers like Don, rather look to hit them down the ground, keep rotating, and take what you can get if they do offer width or anything like that?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's one of those that you need to identify where you can get your most runs from and sometimes give the respect where it's due to the bowlers. This is the Don Radebe to Jonathan Van Dian this time around. Just was looking to go straight. A thick outside edge, just lands in that no-man area. We had a point and cover going to it, and nobody just got there and then managed to come back for one. Again, another opportunity created by Don Khadebe. As we take a look at that again, Jonathan Van Dier again with no width. There's a hand coming off the bat. He was looking to go straight, but got a thick outside edge, and it just landed safely. Bit of lucky runs there for him.
Where's the swimming pool dive there that we're looking for? And Don gets nice and tight. And he's looking for the single. Teko says, I'm not interested in that. That's a dot ball. Nice and tight. It's good energy behind that. Get some climb. But guys are looking to rotate strike.
It's been a very good breakthrough season here for Don Khadebe. Who's really a man that's actually not even contracted to Limpopo Impalas. But Gordon Parsons said, I want this man to be part of my team, and he is repaying that faith in him.
Don for his those goes a slow ball. And hits that one down to the sweeper region just for the single. I think he would have felt like he missed out on that. He did see it, got there in position. He would have loved to hit that maybe over extra cover or maybe to the left of extra cover with enough pace on it. But Don bowling well, only going for the 4 runs. Let's see how he exits his over with this last ball. Bowling it to the experience of Jonathan Van Dier. Don misses his length and gets lifted up. And falls short. It's not a drop catch by Alex Pillay on that deep square boundary. Or did that land short? Would have to have the cameras for that. Let's try to see. Khadebe goes short and tight on the body if you look at that replay. Oh.
It's like a jazz. Bounce a bit before him. I think that time around, although it looked like it was short, it wasn't actually too short. It looked like Jonathan Van Dier tried to make it a short ball, and that's how he didn't get the bat that he needed to get on it, and ended up creating a chance there for Don Khadebe.
Northern Cape Heat, 70 for 1 after 9 overs. Current run rate 7.8. And we see Daniel van der Merwe still coming through from the State Street end to Jonathan Van Dier. Daniel goes to that ball. Oh, what a surprise. It's one of those where we say hello. What's happening in those areas?
Yeah, very good ball there from Daniel van der Merwe. I mean, if you get somebody like Jonathan Van Dier, the experience of Jonathan Van Dier in a bit of trouble there. Daniel van der Merwe, it just looks on his face that he really wants this. I mean, he missed out in the semi-final, had to watch from the sideline. He's got an opportunity back into the attack, and he's just looking like he's in it to try and win the game for Limpopo Impalas.
Daniel was a bit wide and Van Dier misses out to that. It's not a wide delivery. It's well bowled, making him reach for that ball. Van Dier would have felt like he's missed out on that.
Yeah, I think Van Dier, he is a man that thrives a lot on a lot of width, but that time around just missing out and not getting the connection that he would have liked to get.
And Van der Merwe is nice and tight, and Van Dier just knocks that one down the ground to the deep square boundary just for the single, taking their total team score to 71 after 9.3. Danny's bowled entered his over very, very well. 2 dot balls first up. It's in the middle of his over now. We'll have to see what the batters will be looking to try and do. But you don't want the Impalas to string a couple of good overs on both ends. We've seen what happens. Teams find it very, very difficult to catch up again when they start stringing good overs together.
Yeah, very good bowling from Daniel van der Merwe. I mean, in the first 3 balls, he went for 11 runs, and he's only gone for 6 runs in the next 6 balls that he has bowled. So he's really come back well. After being hit for a 6 and a 4, he's really come back well into this game, and is really, really bowling very well for Limpopo Impalas, bringing them back into the game after Northern Cape Heat was the one that was a bit more dominant earlier on.
And the game has just stopped. There's a swarm of bees around the field. We don't want anybody to be stung, so it's very, very important that the game is slowed down and stopped for the safety of the players. And I think they're back on here. Let's see if Danny can come with swarm of bees. How sweet can he make this over for himself? Get it?
Bit of a honey there.
Bit of honey
Bit
there.
of honey there for him.
And Danny to Modiri Diteko. His 4th delivery. Goes last and forward tight. Diteko misses out on that and they get a single. Leg by.
I'm sure there'll be a few words exchanged between Daniel van der Merwe and Diteko Modiri. Just a bit of a friendly hello teammate. Hello former teammate.
Get some chirps back from back then, from the younger days before they became pros. But such a lovely game of cricket we play that you can see old friends and play against them.
Yeah.
How exciting is that? Here goes to Vandia, goes on the shorter side. Vandia tries to lift that, and God takes it beautifully at that far leg boundary. Daniel breaks through. This is the honey we were speaking about. Those bees really brought a charm. Jonathan Vandia dismissed far leg boundary, trying to lift that ball over. And what good fielding from Don Khadebe, staying awake.
What good fielding from Don Khadebe that time around. It wasn't the best ball from Daniel van der Merwe. He went a bit side-ish. Jonathan Vandia tried to make the most of it. As we take a look at that again, that was going down a bit more leg side. Jonathan Vandia didn't get the connection that he was looking for, and very, very good fielding. Athleticism there from Don Khadebe, just showing that he's probably the best bowler that they've had in this tournament so far, but he's also one of the better fielders around, and he showed that time around that the same thing that he requires when he's bowling, he wants the other bowlers also, or the other fielders also, to give him the same courtesy. And a very good catch there from Don Radebe. Good hands to it. He was aware of where the ball was, aware of the boundary. Very good.
Very, very good stuff. You can see that no matter where you are on the field, it's fair game. It is fair game. You've got to be awake and you've got to be aware. And we've seen that. And coming into the crease, Glenn Hunt, CP, such a good batter. We've seen him do so well, and we know he can take games away from teams
Very quickly.
very, very quickly.
Got
He's
a nice
struck the
46 of about 24 balls in the last match. So also, I mean, with the Northern Cape Heat continuing with the lefty, that's the third left-hand batsman that they've had in the top 4.
Out his first ball. If he tries to dispatch that, such good feeling in that point region. I don't want to lie, but I think those hands are a bit warmed up here. It's not the hottest of days in Polokwane. And
Visani Mushwana getting his hands to it, and with the halfway mark, Northern Cape Heat are 72 for 2 with Ron Hasbrook opening the bowling a little bit earlier on. Bowling 3 overs for 20 runs. Morne Fenter just a solitary over, going for 9 runs. The experienced Aldred Rocken bowling 2 overs for 17 runs, a bit too expensive from what we are used to from him. And Don Radebe 2 overs, going for 10 runs, as tight as ever, not picking up too many wickets so far. And Daniel van der Merwe with the 2 wickets that we've had so far, 2 overs, 15 for 2. And as we say that, Ruan Hasbrook comes back into the attack, looking to finish off. Comes back in the golf course, and as he's been going. Ruan Hasbrook to Diteko Modiri. to our viewers, don't be confused if we say Diteko instead of Litheko. It's actually Diteko because of coming back from first aid, and a bit of weight there from Ruan Hasbrook, and Diteko Mudiri says, thank you very much, I will enjoy that. Hitting it over that cover for a nice boundary to get his first boundary of the match.
Phenomenal from Diteko. If you can see on this replay, with the skipper giving width, and just throws his hands. No need for him to move his foot across. The width is given. He wants to access that extra cover boundary, and he says, I will not make a mistake with that.
A bit of a reinforcement with the mid-wicket going across to the point area. And just hanging back there, trying to hit a bit of 10 here that we still see from Ruan Hasbrook, turning it into Diteko Mudiri, not giving him the width that he did in the first ball. Around a bit straight, and Diteko Mudiri just leans back on it, hits it down to that cow corner for a quick single.
It's very, very good stuff. He's moving well in the crease, as we can see, using the depth, the kicking back, and turning that ball into a little bit of a shorter delivery, accessing that leg side.
It's very important from a batter, especially when you play against spin, to have that option of moving back, going forward, and all of that, because it upsets the line, it upsets the length from the spinner. So it's a very good tactic to always keep moving and try to do something, as we see a slip coming in to play here with Hasbrook, turning the ball away from clean hands.
So how is that?
Slower that time around. Tight, as he has been going for most of his bowling spell, where he went a bit tight that time around to push it for a single. You won't be unhappy with just conceding a single.
See, there's that fielding change, the car corner stepping back with the left and right hand combination.
Oh, Diteko Mudiri this time around just trying to get a bit of room, but then the ball turned into him. That left and right combination that you're speaking about, it is such a wonderful thing to have, where the field is literally moving every ball. You're getting the guys tired, you're getting the guys to think that every single ball, especially if you rotate the strike, that they need to do something. As we see, there's a bit of a confusion that time around with Daniel van der Merwe was looking to go in the covers, and no, come back to the slip, and that's what the left and right combination does. Oh, this time around, it's a bet on it. Hasbrook just making sure that it doesn't give him too much room, and that time around, clean hands trying to hit it through the covers and getting an edge on it, and that's it. That's the wicket from Hasbrook, ending his spell with a wonderful wicket, making sure that this partnership doesn't grow to be anything of substance.
You know, in the game of cricket, there's some people that you love to see go, and he's one of those guys that you don't want him around the park for too long, because we know he's very, very destructive. When you look at the replay, Hasbrook getting that outside edge, coming off the gloves of the keeper and into the slip. Awareness, almost like they've worked together. But like we know in the game of cricket, you've got to be aware. You've always got to want the ball. And that is the end of Glenn Hansen, the end of a good spell. Ruan Hasbrook going for having one wicket, 26 runs, 4 overs. Good stuff from the skipper.
Yeah, very good stuff from the keeper. And how many times do you see two guys getting involved in a catch, and that time around? Normally it happens on the boundary, but this time around it just happened behind the wicket. And the new batter in will be the skipper, Grant Thompson. He's such a steady batsman, and all the experience that he's had over the years. Went to Northern Cape Heat about 2 seasons ago to go and see if he can try to get a few more trophies under his belt. Very good player to have in your arsenal, and what better player to have than when you're trying to build another partnership. And into the attack from the Said Street end is Gaudise Molefe, who has had a very good season also, has been very, very tight, hasn't picked up too many wickets, but he's been very tight. Every time he's bowling, it just looks like something's going to happen. He's a man that's obviously on a bit of is on loan from the Warriors, and he's been having a very good season for the Limpopo Impalas.
Fantastic left arm spinner. We know that he uses the umpires to hide. We've seen it in the past game. Let's see if we'll see that again. Peeking around their shoulders, but he plays with his pace so well. He delivers. He's got different variations, but with the experience now of Grant Thompson coming to the crease, Diteko also in the crease. It will be very interesting how they approach him, but we know that if he can keep it quiet and end quiet, he's the man to do it.
Yeah, and these two would know one another also, having played against one another in 2019 or 2018 at the Kaya Majola week. And this time around, Molefe just pitches it a touch short and goes up. Diteko Mudiri hits it to the cover. Very good fielding there by the cover boundary to restrict it to just a single.
Not a start that you're looking for, landing it short. I think he got away with that delivery. Diteko will be kicking himself. I think he should have gotten more, not just a single. But it is his first ball. Pitch, it looks like it is holding up. It's giving a little bit of extra bounce. And they've introduced that slip in for the skipper, Grant Thompson, who's going to take his first ball.
Ooh, once again, Molefe just making sure that he doesn't give too much room. But Grant Thompson just leans back there, tried to give himself a bit of width to hit it. A bit of a misfield there from Daniel van der Merwe, allowing them to come through for a quick single.
Very, very good movement from the captain of Northern Cape Heat. Moves well, forward presses, looking to get forward. Misses, goes back and rocks back. He uses the whole crease to his advantage. Very, very good batting.
Yeah, again, look at Molefe there just peeping at the batsman before he comes through. And Isiko again, once again, just looks to be tight. Maybe a bit shorter than what you would have liked to do. And a wonderful fielding from him that time around with that vacant mid-wicket area, making sure that because he knows that there's no one there, he needs to get on his bike, try to save it and make sure that they don't come back for a 2, which is what the Northern Cape Heat are looking to do right now. They're looking to turn those ones into 2s, trying to say that we're trying to rebuild another partnership here after losing wickets at regular intervals. They're trying to rebuild a partnership and they need those 1s and 2s. And once again, Grant Thompson, as he has been doing so far, just leaning back there, giving himself width and hitting it down to that cover boundary for a single.
It's very, very good. You see, before even Molefe releases, he gives himself enough room and says that I'm ready to take that single now. We're going to look to run this game for the next 4 or 5 overs while we're rebuilding, but then we're going to keep the attack back to you guys.
Once again from Diteko Mudiri, just taking it down to that very good run in there from Northern Cape. He turning that 1 into 2. It was one of those, he didn't hit it too hard. He's aware of where the fielders are. He's aware of where he's trying to get the runs. Hit it in between the 2 fielders and wonderful running, supported by the skipper Grant Thompson, and then come back for a 2.
Very, very good running. They called it nice and early. They saw he weighted that ball very, very well, that it won't get to the fielder, and they get the 2 as a result of that.
This time around from Molefe, just trying to rush him and just bowl it too quickly and just getting it down. And a very good fielding or wicket keeping there from Sizo Masondo, just to make sure that it's just a wide and it doesn't go for more runs.
Very good movement from the keeper there.
Once again, Diteko Mudiri giving himself a bit more room and just accessing so that he can access that offside. And that's the end of the 12th over. Good over from Molefe, and that went for 8 runs. And after 12 overs, the Northern Cape Heat are 87 for 3.
Fantastic for them. And we see a bowling change from the golf course end. We've got Aldred Hawken coming back into the attack. Very, very interesting what the skipper will be looking at. It's his 3rd over that will be bowling now. When do you save his last over? When do you bring him into the attack? It's going to be very critical for the skipper to balance out his bowlers. Do you get another over from Morley Venter? Because you've got to have to fire that over. It looks like seam is very difficult to hit, but the guys are running well in the phase of the game. They're looking to try and run as many singles as possible, but we know in T20s, we've seen recently the team that scores a lot more boundaries is now winning these T20 games. So they're going to have to make a decision. When do they put the foot on the pedal, change gears and start traveling?
Yeah, definitely. I think this is a good bowling change also here for the Limpopo Impalas, bringing Aldred Hawken as he goes in for the Diteko Mudiri, and immediately he gets something out of it. It's a very good change of bowling here to bring Aldred Hawken, the experienced Aldred Hawken, into the attack. The reason for that is that you don't want to get the game to go on for too long. You want to try and break the partnerships before they become anything. As we see that replay again from Aldred Rocken, finding a bit of something there and just troubling Diteko Mudiri that time around. Very good bowling from Aldred Rocken. I think there's a good tactic here. You're looking to break the partnership before it becomes anything big.
Not nice to take a blow in the hand, especially when you know that it's something that you need, especially as a batter. Your hands are important, your arms are important. Don't want to take blows in the joints and the elbows and the wrist, nothing like that. And looks like he's taking it tough. And currently Northern Cape Heat 87 for 3 after 12.1. Run rate 7.2. We see Ernest K with a 42 off 30 and a timed 20 off 24 from Jonathan Van Der. Arjun Hawking coming in with the second delivery.
So this time around, Diteko Mudiri just running it down to their third man for one. I think in the last 6 overs, the first 6 overs, Northern Cape Heat would have felt that they were on top, getting that 15, that first 60 overs without losing any wickets. But Limpopo Impalas have brought it back. In the last 6 overs, Northern Cape Heat has only managed to score 37 runs and losing 3 wickets. So Limpopo Impalas would feel that you took the first power play, but the next phase of the game, Limpopo Impalas has really been on top here.
That's fantastic observation there. Hawken coming in for his third delivery.
Grant Thompson trying to upset him there. Has realized that there's a bit of a place there where they go for 2. Oh, wonderful running from Northern Cape Heat. You would say that there was probably an opportunity there. If that was thrown straight to the stumps, we might have found him wanting. As we see that once again, that time around a bit of an opportunity. Don Khatebe coming in. Clean pickup. Just too wide from Don Khatebe. But Grant Thompson is trying to use the experience of trying to upset Aldred Rocken here, doing something, as Aldred Rocken also has got a slip in, which is something that you don't see often in T20 cricket. Oh, Aldred Rocken castles him. Grant Thompson wasn't really too sure what he's looking to do there, hangs back in his crease. Aldred Rocken was wicket to wicket that time around, and it sends the off stump and the middle stump out of the wicket. Wonderful bowling here from Aldred Rocken. You would say that it was a masterful tactic to bring Aldred Rocken back into the wicket. Gets rid of Grant Thompson. Very good bowling here from Aldred Rocken as we look at that again. Around. Grant Thompson just got caught in his crease, wasn't too sure what he wants to do. Aldred Rocken just bowls it straight, gets him out. Again, Northern Cape Heat won the toss, decided to bat first. First 6 overs went well. Since then, the wicket has done a bit of something for Limpopo Impala, so they won't be too disappointed that they're bowling now. Although Northern Cape Heat will look at it and say, oh, it's not an easy wicket to bat on, it might be tougher to bat a bit later on. And as you see that, Hanufel Yun comes into bat for Northern Cape Heat. One of the players also that comes from the Titans region, has gone to Northern Cape, has been there for the last 3 seasons and has batted really well for Northern Cape Heat, getting his team in a bit of a trouble. These two also have played provincial cricket together. They know one another. They actually went to the same primary school also, so they know one another from quite some time ago. So this is going to be a very good partnership between the two of them. They need to steer Northern Cape Heat into the right direction.
No, definitely, I agree with that. I think for the Impalas, Hawken would be like the Batman. He comes out the shadows when you need him.
Yeah.
And he's the guy who's broken through the partnership. And now these two, like you've just said, have to carry the team and build something strong. They need a 30-run partnership. Arjun running in.
Again, Hanufel Yun, he is that kind of a batter that's always quite busy, isn't he? He's got that commanding thing, that loud voice now when he says no, to show that I am here to try and score the runs. First ball that he got from Aldred Rocken just advances just a touch, trying to upset him a little bit, but very good bowling so far from Aldred Rocken. Has only gone for 3 runs with a wicket. Last ball to go to Hanufel Yun. Ooh, one Wonderful bowling once again from Aldred Rocken. The experience that he has is telling here. The first ball, Hanufeliun came down. This time around, he stayed back. Aldred Rocken is just finding something out of this wicket. There was a touch. There was a spot that side that it looked like it was shining. It would be very good for the seam bowlers up front. And Aldred Rocken has seen that there is something in this wicket, and he is pitching it there. Very good bowling from the experienced Aldred Rocken.
And that is over up for the Impalas and the Northern Cape Heat are 90 for 4 after 13 overs. 7 overs to go. Partnership still hasn't, the count hasn't been opened yet. And still coming from the Say Street end will be Molefe. Very, very interesting. He's bowled well. Started off well. Let's see if he can continue this. Backing up the over of Aldred.
Yeah, I think Northern Cape Heat will be looking that they need to get at least at 160 if they're going to be competitive. As it stands with the run rate going, the projected score is looking to be at 138, which will be a bit under par. Oh, I was to say that. How Disa Molefe into the attack, and he removes that off stump of Diteko Mudiri. Wonderful bowling there from Haudise Molefe. First ball, back into the attack, and he gets the wicket of Mudiri Diteko before he can trouble them.
What a phenomenal delivery, that taking off stump. This is something that we would, as a coach, you would say, hit top of off stump, and look at that. Look at this replay with Adisa Slari, that ball down, but not offering any turn. Look at that. What a phenomenal delivery. This is so good. If you see anything more beautiful than this, can only be at home with your wife, but nothing is more as beautiful as a delivery that hits top of off stump. Every coach says that. And we know that when you hit top of off stump, you're in the game. And we've seen that.
You're in the game all the time there, because if you look at that, Diteko Mudiri actually just gave Molefe sight of the wickets. He had opened himself a little bit, and Molefe just said, you know what, if you're going to show me the wickets, I'm going to go to that. And as you see that, we've got Romano Terblanche, who will be expected to do a lot more with the ball a little bit earlier. But he's been a very good batsman also for Northern Cape Heat. He scored some runs for Northern Cape Heat, and what a time for him to come to the wicket and say that the runs that he's been scoring, this is the time for him to keep on scoring those runs.
Fantastic bowling from Molefe, but now he can't hide, bowling over the wicket to the lefty.
Once again, just into the body, and Romano Terblanche just rotates a strike. It's one of those that there was a point about 4 overs ago where we said that Northern Cape Heat has got wickets in hand and they should be looking to go explosive. Quickly, they've lost 4 very quick wickets. Now they have to almost rebuild again and look to go maybe from the 17th over also, because they don't really have too much more coming after this. Once again, nice and tight from Molefe. Hadufeliun pushes it down to that long on area, and they come for a quick single. They were to go for a 2 there, but it wasn't to be. Very good bowling here from Molefe. As we said earlier, he's been one of the key bowlers for Limpopo Impalas, and he's continuing giving nothing away and also picking up a wicket.
Fantastic stuff from him. Good fielding down there by Liam Peters. Quickly covering ground, throwing it to the keeper's end. It's what we're looking for. Molefe coming in with his 4th delivery.
Once again, Romano Terblanche, just a bit too full there from Molefe, and Romano Terblanche says thank you very much, deposited straight back over his head for a 6. As we said, he's a bowler, but he can bat, and he is showing exactly why we said he can bat, hitting a good 6. As we see the replay once again, Romano Terblanche is allowing the ball to come and extending those long levers of his and hitting it over Molefe's head.
Such brilliant positioning from Terblanche. Keeps his head down, his hand struck through the ball, gets enough elevation and pace behind it, it goes all the way for a maximum.
This time around, quicker from Molefe. something from there. And it looked like Romano Tarblanche looked like he was ready to walk. There was definitely a bit of noise from there.
You're allowed to have life in this game. They can't give you life in this game.
You are, definitely. Once again, quick from Molefe. Was upset that he was hit for a 6 2 balls ago. And at the end of the 14th over, the Northern Cape hit a 98 for 5.
Such brilliant stuff from the Heat now, having to build a partnership still in its infancy stage. Only 8 runs off so far. They have to surely build another 30 to 40 runs. You have to find it within the last 36 balls on how they do it. But like you say, do we try and double? Throw everything to the game. I don't think it's possible, but an extra 50 runs to this 60 runs would be a little bit more competitive. Let's see how they approach it. But the Impalas will be hanging on tight to saying, we're not letting go of this. We want to put that Python grip on you guys. We don't want to give you space to keep scoring.
Yeah, and as you say that, Don Khatebe comes back into the attack. The 15th over, he hasn't picked up a wicket so far, although he is one of those that you know that there's always a wicket somewhere. There's always a wicket somewhere. It's a very good time for him to come back into the attack. Don Khatebe to Hanuf El-Yoon. And Hanuf El-Yoon just blocks it off. Good bowling, good start from Don Khatebe. Very reliable bowler that he has been for Limpopo Impalas throughout the season. Has really not given anything away. Every time he's bowling, there's a bit of excitement. You feel that something is going to happen. I think in this over also, something has to give.
No, definitely. Knowing with Don finding his formula and knowing what works for him, he's going to make sure that if you try and attack me, I'm getting your wicket, but you can't keep defending me. You've got to make a play. And let's see how they go about this one.
Now, once again, an opportunity created. That just bounced in no man's land. Another opportunity created. A bit of a force shot there from Hanuf El-Yoon. Was really looking to hit it. It just wasn't there for him to hit. And almost creating an opportunity for Don Khatebe. Wonderful bowling from Don Khatebe.
There's always something happening around this man. There's always something happening, opportunities, and that's what makes a good bowler, creating the opportunities with deliveries, and he's done that on his second over, and now he's doing it in his third over, giving us chance, seeing what's happening. Such good bowling from him.
Just a bit tight in there to Romano Tarblanche, just gets it off the pad for a leg by, and that is the 100 up for Northern Cape. They're 100 for 5 after 14.3 overs.
Northern Cape would have loved to pass that landmark a little bit earlier. They were looking to have passed that within the 10th, 11th over. Unfortunately, losing wickets has delayed their opportunity to release an attack, but at least they're there. Now it's what they do from this point forward to try and make sure that it's competitive and difficult for the Impalas to chase.
Yeah, I think, again, I think it's one of those where Don Khatebe, you'd say that is a bit of a magician. You don't want to look away because something might happen as it goes to Hanuf El-Yoon. Just a bit of too much width this time around, allowing Hanuf El-Yoon to just guide it down to that third man for a single. Very good bowling still from Don Khatebe. He's only went for 3 runs. Hasn't picked up a wicket so far, but in T20 cricket, yes, wickets are very important because they mean they're dot balls, but you'd also be very happy if you don't pick up wickets, but you also don't give runs away.
No, definitely. He's so far ahead in that chart, so you'd have to look back and feed everybody with the ketty. But it's so brilliant from him. Don slowing it down again. We've seen it in the previous delivery as well. Hit down to third man for 1. Tries to bowl that cutter, trying to do something that's out of his character.
Yeah, just a bit of a loose delivery that time around from Don Khatebe. I think maybe you won't be too disappointed that it's just a white ball and it wasn't hit over, because we feel that it was there to be hit for a 6 over that 5 leg. It's again a bit too short that time around from Don Khatebe, getting into the body of Romano Tarblanche. He says thank you very much for that little bit of a gift. As we said a bit earlier on, couldn't hit it over, but this time around gets it over that 5 leg for a 4. A much needed boundary here for Northern Cape Heat.
There have been boundaries have come far and few between. We've seen that 6 in the previous over, and now this boundary, they will appreciate it. It's been quite difficult with them losing wickets, but the bowling of the Impalas has got to be more tactful at this moment.
Don Khatebe says, this time around, I'm not giving you anything. Bowls it nice and full into the wicket, which has been what he's been doing throughout this whole season. Gets leg stump out of the ground. Romano Terablanche was looking, his eyes lit up, was looking to hit it, but that time around missed it. Wonderful, wonderful bowling here from Don Khatebe to get rid of Romano Terablanche, who was batting very quickly. Very good wicket here for Limpopo.
Don has been such a key wicket. If you can look at this replay, Don lining up, bowling fuller, going back to what he knows, which is the basic cricket. I hit the stumps, and he knocks that leg stump out the ground. Breaking a partnership here. 106 for 6 after 15 overs. Don in his last ball strikes. 19 wickets this gentleman has. He's hit so many stumps down this season, and people have kicked it so much with the LBWs. The umpires know that something will happen with this man. But such a beautiful, beautiful campaign he's had. And with that, a new batter comes in. Van Rensburg walks into the crease to try and build a partnership. Where are we now? And Wembro Construction Equipment proudly sponsors the Limpopo Impalas. Sitting right there with us. We've got to say thank you to them with the equipment. If you need anything, Wembro is your place to go when you're in Polokwane.
And Kgaudise Molefe will continue from the side sit end to Hanif Yun, who probably Northern Cape Heat will be looking for him to take the game as deep as possible. If they are going to get a competitive score, he needs to be the man that's there right till the end. Kgaudise to Hanif Yun, and just punches it down to that long off for a single.
It's very, very, very good. Always going to keep that scoreboard ticking. You never want to be stagnant on a certain score for too long. Otherwise, it starts creating opportunities and you start feeling that pressure. Just keep knocking it around. Sit on the other side. Re-strategize when you're standing that side where the bowler is. And just think about ways and plans to see how you can score and get frequent boundaries.
Yeah, definitely. I think what makes it a bit tougher now for Hanif Yun as we look to rotate the strikers, that does he give the trust to the other batters that he's got on the other side? That's going to be, I need to say that again, Molefe nice and tight to Van Rensburg, who just blocks it back straight at him. Again, rotate the striker, then you get the other side. There's too many dot balls. It puts pressure on you also as a batter. Molefe to Van Rensburg again, once again, just a touch too straight this time around. Van Rensburg gets back to it, down to that deep square leg. And then Van der Merwe just gets it for another single.
It's phenomenal stuff from Molefe. You can see him working the angles of the fielders, trying to move them to make it difficult for those batters to find those pockets and try and get twos. Working really well, playing with his pace, slowing it down now and then. Just great stuff.
Once again, very good bowling here from Molefe. A bit of experience that he has, obviously, having played for the Warriors and for SA under 19 a couple of years ago. Very good experience that is showing. Not giving anything away to Hanif Yun, say that if you want to hit me, you have to do something. This time around a bit tight also. Hanif Yun just maybe hit it harder than what you would have liked to, down to that cow corner for a single.
It's fantastic bowling. I know the Northern Cape Heat would have loved to get from there, but very good fielding. They're a couple of meters off that boundary, making it difficult for the guys to get the twos.
To finish off this over. And Molefe once again, not giving with. Van Rensburg was trying to make something of it, and very good bowling here from Molefe to end the 16th over, which sees the Northern Cape Heat on a 109 for 6 after 16 overs.
24 balls remaining, something's got to give. Do you go now? Do you drag it out? They have to look at a score at least of 140 to really be competitive. We've seen that is possible to defend here. The Impalas have done that. But if you look at this, Ernest came with a handsome 42, a tame 20 and a 14 from Mudiri. Only the single from Climax, who knows a good striker. Grant Thompson with 4, the skipper gone. Hanif Yun still in with 5 off 9. And Don removes Ter Blanche, 12 off 7. We know he can be destructive. And Van Rensburg, 1 of 3. It's fantastic stuff from the Impalas.
And as we say that, Aldred Wacken comes back into the attack. Been very good. I mean, changing. We've had actually 2 wickets from this side from 2 different bowlers with Aldred Rocken and then Don Radebe. Now Aldred Rocken back into the attack. We'll be looking at Hanu Viljoen and say that we need to get the wicket of Hanu Viljoen because he is the key for Northern Cape Heat at the moment. So try to get him out as quickly as possible. Aldred to Viljoen. Just blocks it off. That's the thing about Hanu Viljoen now. What kind of a game does he play? Does he look to say that I need to take it deep, which I think he should, because you don't want to leave anything out there today, any balls out there today. He needs to be the man that's facing that 120th ball at the end of this innings here.
And we know he can be very destructive, and the more he faces, the more destructive he becomes.
Nice punch to the covers. For Hanu Viljoen, comes back for a quick single. Yeah, with Hanu Viljoen, I mean, the game that we know that he possesses, also he's a kind of a player that likes to play a lot of laps and stuff. But, you know, that happens when you've got the confidence on the other side to say that there's guys that are coming. But now he's got a different type of a pressure on him where he's the sole man that the team is looking at to say that he needs to score the runs, he needs to take them as deep as possible. Get them close to that 140, the 150, 140 would be a bit of a competitive score. As Walken goes to Van Rensburg and nice and tight, drops it down. Very good running here from Northern Cape Heat to rotate the strike. Just making sure that they don't get back down. There is no boundaries, but try to get the singers, get Hanu Viljoen, the main batter so far, get them back into the strike.
That's phenomenal running. That drop and run is sometimes a forgotten skill that we've seen, but so effective when you boundaries are far and few between. Drop the ball, get off strike, and let the other man try and do something.
Yes, Aldred Rocken to Viljoen again, gives him a bit of width. Hanu Viljoen, his eyes would have lit up there and felt that he should have gotten it away, but he just misses out on width, a rare width that Limpopo Impalas have been bowling. Most of the time, they've been nice and tight. That time around the episode with Hanu Viljoen had an opportunity that he just missed out there.
That's phenomenal with experience of Hawken. He knows when to give that width to run away from the batter and when to start attacking. See a fielding change. They've taken Kalkon out, brought up deep square, leaving mid-wicket vacant again, and seeing does the bowler do the work, or these guys, they're quick enough down there. Start bowling a little bit more slower balls. Could be a plan. Let's see.
Nice sort of drive down to mid-off from Hanu Viljoen for yet just another single. Very good bowling here from Aldred Rocken. He just looks calm. The way that he's just going about things. His first 2 overs went for 17 runs, and now his next 2 overs so far has only gone for 6 runs and picking up a wicket. And as you say that, to see taking the long off down to the boundary and mid-off also going down to the boundary. Ooh, and nice and tight that time around. An opportunity for a run out. It wasn't to be. Good running from Northern Cape Heat. Coming back for the single. Aldred Rocken has found wanting. Very good end to the spell. Bowling 4 overs, 1 for 24. And after 17 overs, the Northern Cape Heat are 1-1-3-4-6. They feel like they need to get an extra 30 runs. They need to go at least at 10 runs to end off this innings.
We've seen what has happened when Aldred is bowled while on the one end, that wickets or opportunities start coming off on the other end. Is this an over where the skipper could be thinking, right, let me see what can come up on the other end? Do you attack Molefe, who's been bowling well? He's bowled 3 overs for 19 runs only, taken a wicket. Aldred's just bowled 4 overs with a wicket, with 20 odd runs. What do you do then? Who do you attack? But we know that both bowlers are like a stingy rich man. They give nothing away.
Yeah, definitely. I think Gaudisa Molefe would be looking to keep it tight once again. You would say that it's a bit of a risk to have your spinner bowling in the 18th over, turning the ball into the batter left. But you'd say that maybe Van Rensburg is not that much of a good batsman that you can afford to take that risk. And first ball from Molefe to Rensburg, hits it back straight at him for a single. Very good bowling here. Very tight bowling from Limpopo Impalas.
Molefe going straight into death bowling as a spinner. I'll break the toe of your batter.
Molefe runs back once again, runs back, as we've seen on a number of occasions, tries to give himself a bit of room because Molefe is bowling it nice and tight, not trying to give him any room, and runs back is trying to almost force it there off a bit to get some room. Molefe to Van Ransberg there. This time around, just a touch too straight, allows Van Ransberg to get back on it down to that short fine leg for a single.
It's very, very good bowling from Molefe. Playing with two lines, attacking the pads and sliding that ball on across the left-hander as well. It's going to be very interesting. What do you do? Do you get in line? Do you bring in the sweep? But I think the lefty's got to try and take him on. You can't allow him to bowl to you around the wicket into your pads. Got to see what you can do.
Wonderful shot there from Hanufel Yoon. Nice and straight, but good fielding down at the long out boundary just to save it from going to the boundary, just giving 2 runs. We spoke a bit earlier about the score projection. It was at 138. It has went down to 132, which I think Limpopo Impalas would be very happy to say that if we can keep them under 140, they feel like they have got a chance of chasing it down and winning this final.
And it's looking very possible with the way the guys are bowling right now from the Impalas.
It's again nice and tight from Molefe. Is constantly looking to bowl it tight, not giving any width. Very good bowling here from Molefe. And he's got one more ball to go to close off what has been a wonderful spell of bowling from him.
Oh, jeez, it's been very, very good from him. This campaign, he's bowled really well, consistently, and he does it again. Pressure on both sides, not giving any away with Hawken, and now with him. Makes it very difficult with Don leading the charts of the bowling. It just shows where you guys bowl as a team, very difficult for teams to beat you. And we've seen that. Haven't lost the game in this time, and we see him with his last delivery for this CSA T20 campaign.
Molefe this time around just being a bit naughty, taking it down, and it's a wide ball. Umpire says wide, and they come back for a single. Very naughty there from Molefe. Would have been looking to close off the over, but he just gave 3 runs there to Northern Cape Heat.
I know when guys love bowling, they never want to stop. Maybe he's trying to give himself an extra delivery to try and get a wicket.
Might bring a wicket.
Might bring a wicket. Bowling to a righty, turning it away or sliding it on. He gives himself 2 options, challenging the inside and the outside of the bat. So let's see.
Bit of a break in play here. Cesar Masondo was just looked like his hand was a bit sore. A bit of a quick ball there from Molefe. To end of the over. That's how he's been bowling. Very nice and tight. Hanufel Yoon gives himself a bit of room, hits it down to that cover boundary for a single. And that's the end of the spell from Gaudise Molefe. 4 overs, 1 for 25. Wonderful bowling from Gaudise Molefe. 2 overs to go. The Northern Cape Heat are 120 for 6. 4 wickets in hand. They will be looking to push on the run rate here a bit. Try to get at least an extra 20 runs from the last 2 overs. They would feel that that would be a good turnaround from them.
Now this is fantastic. 12 balls left. How do you go about it? Do you throw the kitchen sink? Tactically, as a coach, I would be thinking the batters should be really putting pressure against the bowlers in those first 2 balls of the over, as well as the last 2 balls of the over.
Yeah, as you see that John Radebe comes back into the attack from the golf course end. He's got 1 over to go. He's bowled wonderful so far, going at 6 and over. We'll probably have Daniel van der Merwe bowling the last over from the other side. John Radebe to Hanufel Yoon. Hanufel Yoon. Bit of a gamesmanship there. Hanufel Yoon just going back a little bit, trying to see what's going to happen. Don Radebe saying that, you know what, let me stop and see what he's looking to do. Bit of a gamesmanship here. Entertaining cricket that we have here.
That's fun. You can see Don is just watching and say, where are you going? I'll decide where I'm going to bowl.
And this time around, Hanufel Yoon, he does the same thing, but this time deposits it over that square leg for a huge 6. Wonderful shot. Good batting here from Hanu Viljoen. Hitting it for his 6. Wow, what a shot from Hanu Viljoen.
That ball literally took off like an airplane at Oratambo. That ball was traveling.
Again, Hanu Viljoen just going across. Don Khadebe just continue to go in straight, attacking those wickets, and Hanu Viljoen just goes down on his one knee, hits it over that square leg for his 6. What can Don Khadebe do here? This time around, Don Khadebe says that you cannot hit me for a 6 and get away with it. This time around, outside the off stump, and Don Khadebe gets the wicket of Hanu Viljoen, the dangerous looking Hanu Viljoen. Very good bowling here from Don Khadebe, and that is the 20th wicket of the season from Don Khadebe.
Now this is 20 up. This is such brilliant cricket, such a brilliant campaign. He just keeps pulling away from his peers. But this is so awesome. If you look at the overs before that, look at this replay. After getting hit for a 6, Dos says, I'm playing far away from you. Lift that, and Hawken takes such a brilliant catch there at the short third-man boundary. The Northern Cape 126 for 7, 18.2. What do you do right now? Where do you find your boundaries with bowlers like Don Khadebe?
As we see also the background, good crowd here from Limpopo, Impalas. They are coming out here to come and support their team, wishing them to get the glory, which would be actually the first trophy that Limpopo Impala would win in professional cricket, which would be quite a good thing. As we see Bashir Walters, the experienced Bashir Walters, coming to the wicket for Northern Cape Heat.
Do bowlers still do that thing like because I bowl to you, I'll knock you out, and when you bowl to me, you'll knock me out? But knowing Don, he'll stick back to the basics of hitting the stumps.
Yeah. Yeah, it is Don Khadebe attacks the stumps once again. There's an opportunity for the run out. Just missing it. There's a big inside edge there from Bashir Walters. Very good full ball from Don Khadebe. Had an opportunity also of a run out. Just didn't get his ball's eye out there. As we see at the wicket again. Hanu Viljoen going across this time around. Don Khadebe just making sure that he doesn't give him what he was looking for, which is for him to go straight, pushing it wide. And Hanu Viljoen was trying to force that a little bit, and then ends up getting a thick outside edge straight to that man at short, third man, Aldred Walken.
Don doesn't look like a guy who wants to run out anybody. He wants to rather bowl them out.
Nice and full from Don Khadebe. Good bat on it from Van Rensburg, but Don Khadebe gets his hand on it. Looks like he got a big hand of it. That won't get him home. It will get him hot. That was a good shot. Hit down straight, but very good fielding from Don Khadebe. Doing good fielding from his own bowling.
It's very fantastic stuff. We've seen that bowlers are now acrobatic. They're able to go down in the modern game, which is brilliant. We're seeing an example of this. There's no longer lazy fast bowlers.
Once again from Don Khadebe, just playing with the pace there. Bit of an off-cutter there, catching Van Rensburg a bit sleeping there. Very good bowling from Don Khadebe. He has been very, very brilliant. He has been absolutely amazing. Nothing short of amazing this tournament. He's got one ball to go. If he bowls a legal delivery, he's got one ball to go. And what has been a very, very good campaign from him. Don Khadebe to Van Rensburg. And Don Khadebe, nice and tight once again. Van Rensburg gets good bat on it and fielding. Opportunity for a run out. Oh, Don Khadebe. As you said, he doesn't like the run out so much that time around. Just doesn't get his hands firmly around it. Opportunity to get a run out that time around. As we take a look at the wicket of Hanu Viljoen.
This fantastic stuff. Don leaving that last over with the wicket. What a beautiful campaign. Brilliant from him, the T20 comp. I think he's at something brilliant. It will be good for his career as well. Scouts will be looking, people will be looking to offer him something. To really be honest, he's done well for himself. Coming back into the squad after losing his contract. Don Khadebe from Nkwankoa, a local boy from Limpopo, standing tall at the peak of the mountain peak of the bowling standings with 20 sticks. What a campaign. What can you say?
Indeed. And say that the last over coming from Daniel van der Merwe from the Said. He's the one that actually got things happening for Limpopo Impalas, coming into the attack, picking up 2 quick wickets, and now he's back to finish off the good work that he started earlier on.
He started the snowball effect, having a breakthrough of Jonathan Van Der, getting his wicket, Don taking it at the fine leg boundary.
And Daniel van der Merwe creating another opportunity, and he takes it himself as Bashir Walters was trying to hit that, gets it thick top edge. Daniel van der Merwe says, I'll take it, it's mine, I created it, I'll catch it, and he catches it. Another wicket down from Daniel van der Merwe. Good bowling, good fielding, wonderful, wonderful bowling here from Limpopo Impalas.
Such brilliant stuff from Daniel van der Merwe. And as we can see with him digging it in short, and Bash trying to get that. And it's one of those fast bowlers to fast bowler challenges that we've seen. Is that I'm going to try and hit you. But you know what, Danny comes up on top. Started that snowball effect. And it's just been rippling down and it's giving confidence. Sick in the last game, was surely missed, we can see by the Impalas. And Danny comes back and he takes 3 wickets, 15 runs. Beautiful cricket.
Beautiful cricket from Daniel van der Merwe. I think you probably look and say, is there a reason why he didn't bowl all 4 of his overs? But then you look at how everybody else has been bowling. They've all bowled so well that you don't need to bowl him all 4 overs. And he'll be looking to wrap this innings up as Sakele Kwabe comes in for Northern Cape Heat. Van der Merwe this time around a bit too wide, trying to stay away from the batters, but too wide that time around from him. And the umpire says that you're giving away free runs. It's okay, we'll give it to them.
The Impalas will be itching to get off the field to try and chase us with 5 balls left. Don't want to be giving extras, especially at the back end of a game. You want to finish there on that 130. The projected score sitting at 132, and we see that it's closing, slowly going up higher. Let's see if they can get to that 140.
Daniel van der Merwe just looking for that block hole. Wonderful bowling there. It's always a good ball to try and bowl to your tail enders with Kwabe that time around, not having a chance to put that ball away because of good bowling here from Daniel van der Merwe.
Do we still have such things as professional number 11s who don't want to bat any higher? You say, I enjoy the ball, I'd rather bat at 11.
I think there's 1 or 2 out there that just says, you know what, I'm here with my spikes and that's what I'm here to do. Please don't make me do a job that I don't get paid for. Van der Merwe that time looking for the block hole once again, but Kwabe just gives himself a bit of room, hits it to the cow corner for a single.
We see that fielding change where they just brought in third man. Don't want Kwabe to freeze hands or anything. Bring the third man up, but now there's a fielding change, left-hander facing. It'll be interesting how Danny attacks the lines. Do you go to the stumps? Do you stay on the pads? Do you give width? Where does he go? Or do you just bang it in short and hopefully introduce a false shot?
Yeah, I think you don't want to be too naughty and try to do a little bit what you're not supposed to do. He's got a good yorker, so bowl a good yorker and say to the batter that try to make something of it. Don't give him an opportunity to free his arms or to extend his arms by trying to go too short or trying to be too clever, one has to say. So I think Daniel van der Merwe should look to keep this very simple, try to go for that yorker length. Van der Merwe and creates an opportunity here. Good running catch from Molefe coming from that cow corner area. Coming in, a full ball from Daniel van der Merwe. Van Ransberg didn't get the bat that he was looking to get. Molefe comes in, his eyes firmly on the ball the whole time, and it gets him out. Another wicket down, and that's the 4th wicket for Daniel van der Merwe.
I've got to say that Molefe down on that boundary moves like a gazelle. He gets where he needs to be right now, and that is such brilliant movement. Kept his eyes on the ball, but Danny digs it in. Look at that. Digs it in and makes it very, very difficult for the batter to get some distance on that. Another wicket for Danny. If you can think Danny is like the handy Andy of the team because he cleans up oppositions all the time. He's always in the game here with such a beautiful way. 4 wickets, 17 runs, 2.4 overs. I fancy that if he had bowled 4 overs, he would have gotten a 5 in this game.
Look, he's still got an opportunity. 2 balls to go. Tail ender in. The way that he's been bowling, you can't rule it out. Daniel van der Merwe will be going to Tsepo Ntuli, who would have been preparing himself to turn his arm a little bit later on, but now he's required to bat a little bit with 2 balls to go in this innings. Daniel van der Merwe, where do you go? What do you do? Let's go, Daniel van der Merwe. Let's see if you can get that fire. Daniel van der Merwe to Tsepo Ntuli. This time around, it's a bit full, but Tsepo Ntuli manages to get a thick inside half of the bat down to that cow corner for a single. Last ball to go. Daniel van der Merwe still's got an opportunity to get that 5.
This is very, very good for Danny. You'd love to walk up with a 5 in a final. Nothing better than that. Let's see how they do. Let's see how they do.
We'll be looking, if he had the biggest chances to get a 5, it would be against tailenders. Still around, just a bit wide, but a dot ball to end it off. A very good spell from Daniel van der Merwe. Has bowled 18 balls, has only given away 18 runs, also taken 4 wickets. Very, very good bowling here from Limpopo Impalas, restricting Northern Cape Heat. Northern Cape Heat choosing to bat first and only getting 132 for 9. I think Limpopo Impalas would go and say that we've got a couple of fingers, maybe not a full hand, but a couple of fingers on the trophy. It's all in their hands now. They just need to go out there, play normal cricket. Nobody has to go out there and try to bash anything around. And it'll be a very good bowling here from Limpopo Impalas. Really, really firmly putting the game in their hands.
Very interesting from both camps that it will be the Impalas first time chasing a total. You've got 132. Northern Cape will be fancying their chances. They both still at a tug of war with that trophy. But now the question is, who is going to be the team that stands? Who's going to be the team that finishes off, who takes you through to the end? 132 for 9. Northern Cape in their allocated 20 overs. Beautiful by Ernest Kane. 42 off 30. Jonathan Vandia, 20 off 24. Just the start for Hanu Viljoen, 17 of 18. And a tamed innings from Mudiri Diteko van der Merwe. Top of the charts there. Mountain Peak, 4 of 18. 3 overs. Don, 2 of 27 and 4. Aldred Hawken, 1 of 24 and 4, and Isikhawdi Semolefo, 1 of 25 and 4. Such a beautiful looking chart for the Impalas. Not too great for Northern Cape. Needed an extra few runs from the guys. We know they've got a strong and good experience in their batting lineup, but it's up to the Impalas to chase what they've put up there.
Yeah, very good from Limpopo Impalas. They'll be looking and licking their lips here and say that they've got a wonderful opportunity to go on and win this game. I think their bowlers have done their job. They're going to get in the change room, say to the batters that, guys, we've done our job. It's time for you to go out there and chase it down. And as we say that, it's an innings change. We will see you after 10 minutes.
You're starting, you warming it up slowly. Yeah, wait, come on. Oi, you just found a move. So, can you say that? What's the one about China now? Yes. Semi. Yes. If I say semi, when you check which one goes.
Yes, he did. Come on!
Really improved as a runner this time.
Yo, my first. Oh, skis!
Where is it?
Come on!
Right, welcome back here to Limpopo Impalas versus Northern Cape Heat at the Polokwane Cricket Club. Earlier on, Northern Cape Heat batted and they got 132 with a target of 133 for Limpopo Impalas. Then we'll be looking at it and say that that's a score that we can get. However, the conditions have changed so much during the drinks break. It's gone and darker. There's a lot of breeze around, and as we saw towards the end of that innings also, the wicket looked like there was something in it. A couple of balls that were just going straight on, a couple of balls that were just popping up a little bit. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they go. As you say that NS Chem will be opening the bowling from the side straight end, doing what Limpopo Impalas did also early on, opening with spin, and that's exactly what they are doing now.
Very interesting from the Northern Cape Heat, bowling a left armer starting off to the experience of Liam Peters. We know he's very good square of the wicket, and as Kim coming around the wicket, they do have a cow corner back there, no square leg. Does he slide the ball on? Let's see, as Ernest Kim takes his first ball, goes into that line. Liam does play the shot he's used to going, and that's just the single, doesn't connect as much. Like you've mentioned, the weather has changed. Almost feels like the clouds have dropped. A little bit more moisture. What do you do? What happens to the seamers? How do you approach it?
Yeah, I don't know if you would say that you feel Northern Cape Heat might have missed the trick there a little bit. Maybe would have been good to start with your experienced fast bowlers up front, create a bit of pressure, but only time will tell. With the NS Chem, bowls those left-arm orthodox, doesn't really look to turn the ball too much. He's normally a bowler that bowls a lot more wicket to wicket, and I think that's the same thing that we'll be looking to do here. Bowl wicket to wicket, no width whatsoever. Sizo Masondo coming off a duck the last game, he'll be looking to basically better, and an opportunity created there by NS Chem, just beating Sizwe Masondo. Just struggled to pick that one up there.
Very difficult when you've just had a duck in the previous game. You don't want to end up on a pair. You've got to work really, really hard by Masondo.
Once again, a quick push to that mid-on and a quick single. That's what you need to do sometimes when you are coming off a bat, really a run of form, is that get bat on ball, get to the other side and try to rotate the strike as quickly as possible. This is the kind of cricket that Limpopo will need to play throughout. You don't need to rush. It's only 132 that they need to get.
Very, very, very good stuff. Especially the art of chasing is to take it in small pieces, not to try and hit boundaries, but also work it out with those singles.
Then Liam Peters just hits it down to that long on boundary for a single. Very good batting there from Liam Peters once again, just getting it under his level. I'll say there really is no rush for them to be going. Yes, it is the power play, you want to make the most of it, but the last thing that you want to do is you don't want to bring Northern Cape Heat back into the game. Sizo Masondo just blocks it out. Good bowling here from NS Chem, not giving any room, not giving any width for the batters to latch on it and looking to close off this first over well. Good shot here from Sizwe Masondo. This time around says that if you're going to keep on bowling straight, I'm just going to take you over to that cow corner. Very good shot to end the over from Sizwe Masondo. And that is the end of the first over with Limpopo Impalas on 7-for-0 as we look at that highlight. Sizwe Masondo, he just stayed in his crease there, trusted his hands, and just got a good shot over to that cow corner for a 4.
Very, very good stuff. I think NSK just got too close to those pads. Vacant area in that cow corner region, making it very, very easy. And we see a bowling change from the Northern Cape Heat with Bashir Walters, the experience coming from the golf course end.
Yeah, the experience Bashir Walters, I think, is going to be very key here for Northern Cape Heat. Obviously, the man that got them into the final with the last over that he played, he bowled against the iTech Knights in the last game. So, Bashir Walters will be looking to get wickets early on here. An opportunity created first time round, and that was off the gloves of Liam Peters. Very good catch down the leg side from Hanufel Yoon. Very good catch here, low catch here for Hanufel Yoon. Taking it, that is the start that the Northern Cape would have looked for. That is the start that Bashir Walters looked for. That is the start that Limpopo Impalas did not want.
My goodness. Besides the ball, this keeper has just made that. He's literally created a wicket. Look at Bash swaying too far down leg. Comes off the gloves of Liam, but look at that movement. Those are such good feet, good hands. His head is stable. They've broken through. Not the start, like you've just said, that the Impalas are looking for. How do you approach this now? New partnership to develop. They've had an early breakthrough. And Lawrence Steenkamp comes in swinging his arms to warm them up. How does he approach the game?
Yeah, it's very good from Northern Cape Heat. It wasn't the best ball from Bashir Walters. If anything, that's a ball that should have been hit for a 4 at least. But as we look at it again, it's going down. Then Liam Peters just got a bit of glove on it. Very good fielding from Hanufel. Actually taking it with one hand there. He is a brilliant keeper. He is a keeper that you can rely on at the back.
Brilliant stuff. Bash has gotten away with that delivery. I hope it's not something he's going to try and go to buy his wickets. But we know he's got really, really good experience.
Ooh, Bashir Walters. That is the experience that we were talking about. That is the difficulty that we spoke about, that it will not be easy at all. Just a bit outside the off stump, Steenkamp just got to the wicket, looking to get some sort of a bat on it, trying to get a feel of the bat, and that was a wonderful carry again to Hanufel Yoon of a ball that didn't even pitch that shot. Very good bowling here from Bashir Walters.
Oh, very good stuff. Good carry, good bounce.
Just nice and straight to Steenkamp, and just blocks it out for a dot, sorry.
You can see the difference in contrast between the start of Northern Cape Heat and the Impalas. They didn't lose a wicket early on, got to a 50-run partnership. Impalas are 7 for 1 already in the 9th ball of this game. How do you approach it? How do you consolidate? It's only 132 that you need. 126 more to win.
Walters to Steenkamp, wonderful shot, full face of the bat down to that long on, and just they come back for 2. Very good shot there from Steenkamp, hitting it nice and straight.
It's very, very, very good stuff by Steenkamp, keeping his balance, punching that through, letting the ball hit the bat. It's great work.
Very, very good batting here from Steenkamp, just full face of the bat, showing the maker's name that time around. Bashir Walters to Steenkamp. Steenkamp just opens the face a bit. A bit of miscommunication. This should be a run out for Northern. Oh, they just got away with it. That should have been a run out for Northern Cape Heat, but just a bit of an awareness there. Romano Terablan saying to Bashir Walters, should have ran to the wickets there. As we see that once again, wonderful fielding from Tsepo Ntuli. Throws it. Bashir Walters was just found in no man's land, as was Sizo Masondo in no man's land, and
communicating on the wrong side of the wicket there, but bowlers have got to be at the stumps.
Very good shot there from Steenkamp through that point. Just a bit of length offered there by Bashir Walters with just a touch with, and Steenkamp just hands back and hits it through that point to finish off the second over with Limpopo Impalas on 13 for 1. Wonderful shot from Steenkamp to end that over.
Oh, that is so beautiful. Getting in line, lifting his hands nice and high and just using the pace of the ball just to deflect it past that point region. No matter how far you try and dive, couldn't get there. It's very, very good. We've seen him use this shot quite often in this game. Much needed boundary for the Impalas. We see a slip in the game there. Bowling change coming through on the other end.
Bowling change from the Safe Street end with Van Rensburg coming into the attack.
Phenomenal bowler. Will be very interesting what he'll be trying to do. They've put a slip in. We've got a third man down and got a deep square out. We've seen this field quite often. Let's see how it goes.
And a shot one, yeah. Sizwe Masondo tries to hit it over that mid-wicket and doesn't get the connection that he was looking for, and they managed to come back for a double.
Got it a little bit high on the bat. Fortunately, he couldn't get anything more than the two, but it placed very, very well in a vacant area. A little bit, if his hands had just gotten a little bit higher, could have been a boundary option, but it's very, very good. 2 to start the over.
Once again, Sizwe Masondo tries to get it, but it was just hit on the helmet that time around. Just rushed him a little bit. Yeah. It looks like Sizwe Masondo is looking to be a bit more attacking. He's looking to say that, yes, we lost an easy wicket, but it is still the power play, and you still have to look at trying to score some runs, get some boundaries early on. And that time around, he just missed out. And as we do the necessary precautions with the trainer coming on for that concussion test, as we have accustomed to in cricket these days.
Something that has been brought into the game with a lot of research. Any impact on a helmet, the conditioning coach or whoever they have on the field, on their staff, has to be able to come onto the field, conduct a concussion test. What they'll usually be asking is testing the short-term, medium-term and long-term memory to ensure that there aren't preliminary signs of any concussion. Anything where they cannot answer will then go for further testing, but it keeps the game safe and keeps the players safe.
Yeah, it does. I mean, the last game where Northern Cape was playing against iTech Knights, there was actually a concussion to Isaac Dikhali, who it looked like he was okay after being hit, but then 2 balls later he was off the field and he had to have a replacement coming back in. So Van Rensburg here to Masondo again. This time around a bit tighter from Van Rensburg. Doesn't allow Masondo to try and free his arms here. But it's one of those things that has developed in cricket, isn't it? To make it a bit safer with the concussion test and everything, just for the safeguarding of the players, just to make sure that you don't miss out and you end up having a situation where a player has been hit, you didn't do the necessary test, and they end up getting sick or even dying on the field, as we have seen before. That's something that we want to see. So very good initiative to have the concussion test done. Van Rensburg to Masondo. And once again, a short one from Van Rensburg. This time Masondo gets no bat on it, but wonderful fielding from the Northern Cape Heat. And Steenkamp coming back for a 3. Good running from the 2 batters here, making sure that even though they didn't get a boundary, they still come back for 3. Very, very good cricket. Good ball. Trying to test him out after that concussion test that was done, but a good shot also from the side of Masondo, and then good fielding. Very, very, very good cricket that we witnessing here.
Brilliant cricket all around. Well played by Masondo, playing nice and behind. Good fielding down in that deep square boundary, but geez, what about the running? The shot, everything was done. This is why we're here in the final, to see action like this.
Steenkamp just walks down to Van Rensburg, just clips it down to that. It's going like, oh, once again, a bit of a miscommunication, and this time it results in a run out. Oh, Steenkamp was looking to steal another run there, but Masondo was not on the same wavelength, and that they give Northern Cape Heat an opportunity, and they get another run out. Unnecessary, you would say, from Limpopo Impalas. A bit of schoolboy cricket happening here.
What is going on with We've just had a 3. Now you get an opportunity. Steenkamp says yes. Masondo is not even facing him. Can't even hear him. And he tries to take the run. You've got to watch your partners, see where they are. And unfortunately, the Impalas lose another wicket, but such brilliant fielding, good throw, and this time the bowler was waiting on the other end. But is this what pressure does? 18 for 2 after 2.4. What do you do now? You've just had that, but yet again we've seen the skipper. Haasbrook comes in, skipper for the Impalas. But look at this, look at the throw. Accuracy is what we're looking for. Steenkamp unfortunately falls short of his ground, doesn't look too impressed, doesn't look too happy. But just like the game of cricket, you've got to find a way to still chase the score down. There's a game that still needs to be played. 115 left. And you've got 2 balls to go in this over.
Van runs back to Masondo, just tucks him in there. A bit too high that time around, and they managed to come down for a single as the ball is fielded by Romano Terblanche at that third man boundary. Very, very good over from Van Ransberg. You would say that, you know, a bit lucky maybe to get that wicket. Very poor running from Limpopo Impalas to allow the wicket to go down, and that brought the second wicket down. Now we find Limpopo Impalas find themselves on 19 for 2 after 3 overs.
Knowing with the Northern Cape Heat, the experience of Mark Charlton, their coach, winning trophies, they're used to being in this situation. They know how to keep themselves calm. First time introduction for the Impalas, a young squad. It's about handling it. Do they take this as a learning curve, or do they say, listen, we've got what it takes to win this final?
As we see Jonathan Vandia going off the field for Christopher Bretz. Christopher Bretz coming onto the field for Jonathan Vandia, who looks to be holding his knee. Bashir Walters to Cesar Masondo. And just down leg there from Bashir Walters. Cesar Masondo was looking to send it over, but just a wide ball there from Bashir Walters.
Jeez, what a keeper, covering such good ground down leg. Good work. Bashir doesn't want to start like this, can't buy wickets down leg. He's got to get his ladder out, but even now he's got the experience, defended well in his previous game. Can he pull it through for the Northern Cape Heat?
Bashir Walters to Masondo. Ooh, Masondo had his eyes lit up there, looking to just a bit of an agricultural shot here to try and send it over for a 6, but he wasn't looking at it that much. I think it's what we're speaking about, that it is 132. It still creates a bit of pressure on you, because 132 at the end of the day is runs. And having lost 2 wickets, Cesar Masondo is thinking, we're in the power play, we're trying to maximize as much as possible, and we see shots like that. This time Cesar Masondo just comes down the wicket, gets good connection on it to that vacant square leg, and he manages to get a boundary. Very good shot from Cesar Masondo coming down the wicket and saying to Bashir Walters that I'm not going to let you to just bowl at me, and he hit it down to that square leg for 4.
It's a very, very good shot by Masondo. If we look at this replay, setting up beautifully, making his intentions clear, advances and stands still, and knocks that down to that vacant area. And what you can see is, when do you take the game away? It's 132. Do you want to do it in the power play? Do you want to do it in the middle or right at the back end? But you never want to leave things too late for this. For in cricket, we've seen this team defend against the ITEC Knights. We know that they can play.
Cesar Masondo once again looking for a big heave over that square leg area, and that time around just getting a bottom edge onto his body. Yeah, I think it just looks like Cesar Masondo is in a situation now where he's like, you know what, we're just going to try to go for it. But you've got to remember also that 75% of the time, if a team loses 3 wickets in the first 6 overs, they lose the match. So where are you? 2 wickets? Don't want to be in that situation. This time around, a bit fuller from Bashir Walters and Susan Masondo just takes it out.
Very, very interesting with the approach and what the stats say. You've only got that 1 wicket left for this time. Do you consolidate? Do you still go for it? Do you take the chance to be part of that last 25% to say, but we've still pulled it through. We've seen it happen, but we know Northern Cape is such a good team. They can take the game away, and once they've got it in their hands, they don't want to let go.
A bit of a slow one there from Bashir Walters. Some experience coming into play here. Can see that Susan Masondo is looking to use any sort of pace that's been given to him. How is it slower that time around? Just to restrict him a touch to say that, you know, if you're trying to swing, you better swing harder than what you're trying to swing so that you can hit it.
That's very, very good. Good pace play from Michelle Walters. Not offering pace, keeping tight to the stumps. He's brought 3 dot balls in a row. Does this bring something for the end of the over? Let's see how well he closes it.
Bit touch too straight there from Bashir Walters and allows the batters to just come for a single. I don't think Limpopo Impalas will be too disappointed in the over. They are going around that rate that they need, and it's such a game that the tough thing is, how do you look to approach it? Do you like to not take it too deep, or do you say that, look, we just need 6 runs and over, can we just go at 6 runs and over? And 6 runs and over, you don't even need a boundary, you just need to make sure that you get a single. Those boundary balls come, you wait for them and you put them away. I just think that Limpopo Impalas need to reassess and say, you don't need to force anything here, you can just play normal cricket. When the ball is there, you put it away and you go on with the game. And Benjamin van Rensburg will continue from the Said Street end to Sizwe Masondo. Masondo once again looks to heave to that square leg, but doesn't get any connection on it, and they manage to come through for a leg by.
Very interesting tactic with fine leg up in the ring, and you got deep square, and your short delivery a bit too tight to the body. Any bat on that, that's a boundary. That's a boundary. Got to be smart. The bowler's got to be able to channel that short delivery in the right direction. But it's very, very good. The skipper coming here to face. We know he's very quick between the wickets. He's taken a lot of 2s in this game. Is this what they might need to win that final?
Just a bit down leg side there from Benjamin van Rensburg. I think the skipper, he'll be feeling very confident after that semi-final match where early on he didn't look to take them away, but he ended up batting at a strike rate of almost 200 by just sticking out there. So he would identify and say, hang on, we've lost 2 wickets too many in this power play. Let's see if we can negotiate to go through without losing another wicket. Again, the bowling here from Benjamin van Rensburg, hitting the bat hard. Just by Benjamin van Rensburg.
Okay, a bit of bounce there. The skipper Hasbro getting it a little bit higher on the bat. Very, very difficult the line with the ball coming back into you to try and work it on the leg side. Just keeps that out. You don't want to be facing too many balls, and that required rate climbing to such a point where you need to now hit 2 boundaries are over. You don't want to find yourself in that position.
Good shot there from Hasbrook, sending it over the clubhouse. Very good shot from Hasbrook. Just waited for that shot. A shot delivery from Benjamin van Rensburg, and Hasbrook says that if I'm going to get any ball to get myself into this game, that is the ball. And he deposited, as we see it once again, from just a bit short that time around from van Rensburg, and Hasbrook says thank you very much, hitting it on top of the clubhouse.
Standing nice and tall. Like I said, that short ball, it's got to be well directed.
Very good crowd that we have here also. This time around, van Rensburg just blocking it out, saying that I've already got my 6. I don't need to do anything silly here. I mean, this over so far has already went for 8 runs. Don't need to do anything silly. Just block it out and then let's go.
Such beautiful stuff to turn out here in the city of stars, Polokwane. People have come out in their numbers to transport this local team. Just great stuff.
This time around from Hasbrook just guiding it down to the 3rd man for a single. Yeah, we actually have even the CEO of Cricket South Africa, Mr. Poileti, is here. So it's very good to see Cricket South Africa obviously coming out on this wonderful occasion to come and witness the final of the Division 2.
No, definitely. I think it's good for the province, not only the city, as well, to see how well they've done in this T20 competition.
Around the Van Rensburg, just tucking Masondo in, who just blocks it out. Very good contest that we have here, and that's to end the 5th over with Limpopo Impalas on 34 for 2.
You'll let me know. What do you want, Zachy?
Very, very good stuff from both teams. The game is still fairly in the balance. Both teams have got their hands and their fingers on that trophy. See the scorecard for the Impalas. Liam Peters going for 2. Cesar Masondo still in 15 off 16. We've got a run out by Lawrence Steenkamp. Unnecessary 6 off 6. And the skipper, Ruan Housebrook, 7 off 5. Game is still in the balance. Both teams have got their fingers there. The idea is who's going to bat the best. With the new bowler coming through from the golf course edge, Zach Kwame. Good experience. Also played in Limpopo. Polo knows this wicket. Moved over to Northern Cape. Previously with the Paul Rocks. Good experience. We know he can play and he can bowl.
Just going across there, but Kwabe just starts with one just down the leg side for a wide ball.
Yeah, I've seen that happening quite often with the guys starting their over, starting with the wide, opening themselves up to bowl 7 deliveries in an over. You don't want to be doing that, especially when you're only defending 132. You don't have much to play with.
This time around, just bowling nice and straight to Hasbrook, who just blocks it out. Of course, this is the last over of the power play. Do you think Limpopo will be looking and say that we need to try and maximize the bid on it, or they will say that, hang on, we're going at the required run rate, we don't really need to do anything extravagant here?
Well, at the moment, they're still around. They've got wickets in hand, still overs. Power play ends up. They will reassess when they approach the 12th over, just to try and see where are we in the last 8 overs, and then we re-strategize. But the key is to keep your wickets in hand, because your game plans are going to work around how many wickets you have in hand.
Just outside half of the bat there from Kwabe with Hasbrook. That might start thinking that, you know, I know that we are going okay, but you don't also want to face too many dot balls, because just now you start, you know, getting a bit frozen and then not being able to hit the runs when you're not supposed to hit them. So you don't want to also get the game to go away from you a little bit, build up dot balls, because if you go at need 8 and 9 and over, it might be a difficult thing to do. And once again found Hasbrook. Oh, very good fielding here from Diteko Mudiri at that square leg boundary to make sure that it does not go for a boundary. 2 runs here from the bat of Hasbrook.
Jeez, such brilliant fielding. Look at that, short in. Hasbrook pulls that behind. Deep square needs to do a lot of work, but my goodness, look at this, the swimming pool dive. What a pickup with the one hand to stop it. Cuts it down onto 2. You can clearly see that he saved 2 runs.
Wonderful bowling here from Kwaba. I'm saying he has actually bowled a very good over so far, where he hasn't given too much away to the batters. So 2 balls, the first ball and the previous ball, that were just a bit too straight, but otherwise he's been very tight, making sure that doesn't give anything away, and he'll be looking to close off this over in the power play in style.
No, definitely. You'd want to finish off this tight. The skipper will be looking, where do I get off strike? We know he can be dangerous. Scored a 50 in the last one, so let's see what we've got.
And Kwame this time around just starts it off He's looking to finish off the same way that he started off, but then unfortunately he just got a bit of a wide there, just a bit too wide down. He went up trying to deceive the umpire there a little bit, going up even though that he knows that there wasn't nothing on it. But he tried to deceive the umpire. The umpire says, I'm not interested, I'm still going to stretch my arms out. Good tight delivery from Kwabe to end that over. Wonderful end to the over. And after the power play, the Limpopo Impalas are 38 for 2.
Very, very good stuff during the power play. Big contrast, big difference from how the Northern Cape approached it and the way the Impalas are approaching it. It looks like the Impalas will try and drag the game out, take it deep, keep wickets in hand so that they know when they need to explode. They've got more options with their game plans.
And just a bit of a comparison here, the Northern Cape hit at the same stage after the power play. They were 51 without the loss of any wickets. Limpopo Impalas are 38 for 2. Of course, Limpopo Impalas brought the game back after that power play, which the Northern Cape hit dominated. And into the attack from the Sade Street end is Romano Terablanche, the experienced Romano Terablanche, into the attack to Sizwe Masondo.
See, they've really spread the field. We've got that sweeper and third man down, fine leg, deep square and cow corner. Where are you looking to go? Are you looking to bang it in short, or are you trying to keep it away from the fuller length so they can't get forward and hit over your head? We'll see how the tactics work, but you don't want to give them easy singles because you've only got 132 to work with. 94 more runs to win from 14 overs. How do they approach this?
Yeah, I think definitely if you look at the way that they have bowled, is that they've tried to stay out of the half of the batters. They've looked at that back of a length, short of a length, the type of length to be bowling at. As we see that time around, they do exactly the same thing, but Hasbrook just goes back and blocks it down to that mid-off for a single.
I've seen a lot of teams, especially when the pressure's starting to build a little bit, they try and hit their way out of trouble.
Yeah.
Where you'd rather have your team trying to run their way out of trouble. Keep rotating. Those boundary balls in the game of cricket will come. Keep rotating. That's another skill that we need to make sure that the Impalas will look for.
Say that, and some free runs given away here from Romano Terablanche, bowling it down, and a bit of an untidy work from Hanu Felyun to let it go through for a wide, and they run 2 runs. So that's actually a ball that cost 3 runs without anything. You can't afford to do that with Northern Cape Heat. Yes, they've bowled quite decently, they bowled quite well, but Limpopo Impalas are still staying just a touch ahead of that required run rate, and the last thing that you want to do is to be giving wide balls. This time around, a bit too high from Romano Terablanche, getting it over the head of Sizwe Masondo, and it's judged to be a wide ball and 1 for the over.
That is not a nice way. You don't want to start like this. Single first ball, single second ball, 3 wides and another wide. You want to get through your overs as quick as possible. The longer you're bowling, the more time the batters have to actually think of a plan to start attacking you and lining you up.
And so that pitches are full this time around, and Masondo just pushes it down to that mid-off for a quick single. Yeah, like you say, you don't want to start an over where there's a bit of pressure that was created from the other side. Then you start almost giving it away because you basically cancel it out. Previous over went for 4 runs, which is a good over. You're keeping them under the rate. You go for 7 runs on the other side. Then when you look at it, it's like, and 7 runs in the first 3 balls, you are not balancing things out here. And Hasbrook once again gets a thick top edge over that square leg for a 6. That is the second maximum from the bat of Ruan Hasbrook. Much needed boundary there from Hasbrook.
Can see the tactics of what the Northern Cape Heat are looking to do to try and bag it in short, but Ron Hasbrook is not a short man. You have to really go a little bit shorter, try and get it to his heart, but a bounce is only as good as its direction. That is it. And Hasbrook says, thank you very much. I'll help myself onto 6. You guys keep bowling short, and I'll keep pulling you.
And that 6 brought the 50 up for Limpopo Impalas. They are 52 for 2 after 6.3. Only 3 balls have been bowled in this over, and there's been 14 runs scored, and it's a free hit. It's a no ball. And Hasbrook says that I want to get as much as I can on it. Hit it so high, but of course it was a free hit and nobody looked to catch that. Hasbrook feels that he had an opportunity there, and he could have hit it anywhere. There was a bit of a length given to him, but it just didn't hit it as hard as he wanted to. He hit it as high, but not as hard as he wanted to.
It kind of brings my question, why do you want to bowl the perfect length in the free hit only, but everything else you're bowling it everywhere?
It's again just a thick bottom edge from Sizwe Masondo. Gets the ball down to that fine leg for a single. Very expensive over so far from Romano Carblanches. Only ball 5 balls and has went for 16 runs. Again, the previous over went for 4 runs. You come to this one, you go 16. That means you've won for 10 in the last 2 overs. And doing what has been done.
No, definitely you got to bowl in partnerships. If we work out in balls with the 12 balls, going for 20 doesn't look that great. Puts the Impalas back in the game.
Still around very tight from Romano Terablanche, but very good running there from Limpopo Impalas, making sure that they keep the scoreboard ticking, and they just get a leg bye to finish off that over. And at the end of the 7th over, Limpopo Impalas are 55 for 2, requiring a further 78 from 13 overs.
It'll be now the skipper's got to make a decision. Do I keep backing him for another over? Do I cut him out? But who do I bowl in his position? What happens then? Or do I know the right time to bring this guy on? Maybe at the back end of the game. But
yeah, it's going to be questions that need to be answered. I mean, the captain himself can bring himself on. Grant Thompson is a very good bowler, handy bowler. They've got Ntuli also, who hasn't bowled an over so far, an off spinner. To Hasbrook, very good cross bat shot hit by Hasbrook for a single. And that's the thing, that the pressure has been let off on the other side. You come to Kwabe to say that if you're going to bowl well, we've already scored 17 from the other over, you can go 1-1-1 and then we still stay ahead of the game.
That's true, and the skipper will definitely know that, and Ron Hasbrook is going to take the singles, most probably having the conversation with the experience of Masondo on the other side.
Yeah, it just plucks it down to that vacant mid-wicket, and they go for a single. We would have been tempted there to go for 2 runs, but we'll be thinking that we don't want, the last thing that you want to get now is another run out.
Oh, that's very, very true. They've made the intentions clear that we're happy to knock it around if you keep giving us overs with 17 on the other side. So they will not be looking to take any high-risk shots, but to keep the game very simple.
To Hasbrook once again, gets paired, doesn't get bet on it, and they come through for a quick single. 3 balls so far in this over, and they've gotten 3 runs. Previous over, 17 runs. Can't stop emphasizing on how it is very, very, very important to keep pressure going on the other side. Otherwise, it looks like nothing is happening from the other side.
No, definitely. You can't build pressure from one side and have a release valve on the other end. It just keeps the equation of the game balanced.
Sondo just puts it out. Coverage in for a dot. Very good bowling from Kwabe here. He's really kept it tight. He's bowled 10 balls and only went for 6 runs.
He needs a partner on the other end. Maybe something could have happened. Something would have happened if there was another partner on the other end. But I think his work he might feel like it's not going the way he would love it to go. He's bowling well, but the other end.
Sondo just gets one down to that cow corner for a single. But I think Limpopo Impalas are in such a comfortable position, if you can call it that. Just need to get 6 and over, and if you get those 3 runs that you get in the over, you just need one boundary once in a while, just keep on rotating the strike. So I think there's a very, very good batting that's happening as we see that the partnership is currently on 41. Hardly any risk being taken. Again, Hasbrook just gets it down to that cover for a single. 5 runs in this over. To end the 8th over, Limpopo Impalas are 60 for 2.
Such brilliant stuff from the Impalas. Happy to take the singles. They're playing the calculation game, working on a ball-to-run ratio. They're converting a lot of the deliveries to singles, which is good. And we can see that the skipper's gone to the services of Ernest Kim on the State Street end to say, please come back in for the second over. Hopefully you can slow this down. 73 more runs to win. Impalas 64-2 after 8 overs.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a very key time in the game, also bringing an Ernest Kim who was more of a part-timer, but he's actually been bowling quite a lot lately. So see how they're going to go about it. Hasbrook just blocks him out. The last thing that you want to do is to give a wicket away to an Ernest Kim. So I think Hasbrook will be looking at, do I take him on because he's not so much of a bowler, but you also don't want to go out to him. Just a nice block from Hasbrook and herself through for a single.
We've seen Hasbrook really scoring in that mid-wicket region, accessing that area. And this Kim will be looking to slow it down, not to give him pace to work with. Trying to deceive him in the flight, the ball coming back down. We know he puts on a lot of revs. So this will be a very interesting tactic.
Sunday just gets it down to that deep square leg for another single. It's a good thing that they've been doing. They've been keeping the scoreboard rotating, not just waiting for those boundaries. When they are there, they've been taken. But most of the time, even when you say that it's a good ball, you're still looking to pluck it down to those spaces and go through for a single. As Hasbrook once again just hits down to that long on for a single.
Very, very good batting from the skipper, leading from the front. Just keeps on rotating it, keeps on taking the singles. They know that they only need 70 more to go. And that's how they're going to work it. Required rate. Sitting at 6.2.
Good shot there from Sizwe Masondo, just hitting it down to that power corner for yet another single. Do you think Northern Cape Heat will start looking and say that it's just a little bit too easy here for them, that they need to start doing something to try and get a wicket?
Well, knowing Mark Charlton and him tactically, he'll try to drag this game out. Say, let's take it deep as possible, because that's where people press those panic buttons. When you take it right deep there, let's try take it to the end. Can we defend 8 in the last over? Can we defend 10? I think he'll fancy his chances, but it's been too easy. I agree with you. There should have been a mid-wicket. I think he should be there. Put a lot of pressure on them. Force them to get through. This is too easy. They're meeting the required rate. Any loose over from here, it's an easy walk in the park for the Impalas.
Yeah, I mean, defending 132, you feel that it's going to be difficult if you take the game anywhere close to 18 overs. So defending 132, you would feel that you need to actually be on the attack. And as you see that, Tsepo Ntuli comes into the attack from the golf course end.
Such a brilliant off-spinner. We know he's got a lot of skill, a lot of accuracy in his game. Will he be the X-factor that the Northern Cape Heat need? The skipper's called him in for his services from the golf course end, spread down the field. They've got the usual 5 culprits down in the boundary, the sweeper, long on, long off, cow corner and deep square. In the ring, attacking is a short 45 with the short third man point and cover, but no mid-wicket yet again.
And as we say, that vacant mid-wicket area where Hasbrook just feels comfortable just hitting it down in that vacant mid-wicket area and coming through for a single.
I really feel like Ntuli could have removed that short third man, put in a mid-wicket, get that point coming around. He's coming around the wicket anyway, attacking the pads. That's going to be a useless fielder there.
And once again, another time. It's something that we're just noticing, that it's become so easy for Limpopo Impalas, and I think Northern Cape Heat, although we're talking that they might be looking to take the game deep, the way that it's going, it won't go deep because there is no chances that's been created, no pressure that's been put on Limpopo Impalas, who are very comfortable at the moment. Once again, in that area, how many times has that happened? And till when do Northern Cape say, hang on, we need to try and close that mid-wicket. If they want to hit it, let them go over, because they're looking to just go on the one side. Rather open up that offside area and say that if you want to hit it on the offside, hit it over, but you're not going to get an easy single, which is what they've been doing. They're just going steady here by their game, Limpopo Impalas.
No, definitely. This is really like Jordan Sparks, one step at a time. You're making it so easy for me.
Yeah.
I'll just keep getting closer and closer to that trophy to take it home. You've got to think now, how do I stop them from scoring regular singles?
Yeah, it's the leg side is opened up so much, and you've got Tsepo Ntuli that's coming around the wickets, bowling it into the body, where the batsmen are just feeling so comfortable to just plug it down for a single. Where are you looking to get the wickets? Northern Cape needs to get wickets. There's no ways that they're going to defend this score without getting wickets. Where are you going to get wickets? And as we say that, almost an opportunity created with Tsepo Ntuli throwing the ball wide there, and Sizwe Masondo reaching for it. Very good ball there from Tsepo Ntuli to end the over, and just making it. But as we say that with Northern Cape, it's that it's almost like at the moment they're going a little bit through the emotions. They're just going through the emotions. They need to take the initiative. If they are to win this game, somebody needs to come and say, guys, we need to stop those singles. We need to start getting wickets. And for you to do that is that you need to get your men tighter, especially with the way that has been bowling and the way that Limpopo Impalas has been approaching this game. And at the halfway stage, the Limpopo Impalas are 70 for 2. They require a further 72 runs, and then there was a 50 partnership also in that over from the two batters once again.
We know that with Hosbrook there, rocking backwards, hitting that ball into that mid-wicket area, loves accessing that area. Just taking a single off Kem's first delivery. And Kem throws it wider. And Masondo rocks back, hits it to that sweeper, reaching for a single. Very, very easy. They've built up the runs. No opportunities given, no shouts of anything. It looks like they just want to get the overs done and say, you make the mistake. And as Kem slows the ball down, and on the low full toss, and Hasbrook hits that down to cow corner. We hear the crowd cheering, we hear them supporting their home team, saying you guys can do it. You've only got 60 more runs to chase. Yeah, definitely. And as Kim goes on the stumps, goes tight. And a breakthrough for Kim.
Oh, he dropped it. Oh, he dropped it.
Very interesting confusion here. The umpire is going to consult, looking as a possibility of a drop catch. Look at the replay. No. That is
a drop catch.
That is a drop catch.
Definitely put it down.
At a moment, you start questioning the honesty in the game. We cannot lose integrity. That is a clear drop catch. Cause a little bit of confusion. But hey, this is why we play this. Drop catch of Masondo. Could this be crucial? Taking Masondo out, 25 of 29. Umpires having a decision saying that is clearly not out.
And this is so from the replay there was clearly a drop catch.
And this Kim slows it down to Masondo and gets a dot ball. First dot ball we've seen in a while. These batters have been rotating very, very well, making it difficult for the guys, but the Impalas will be very, very happy to keep knocking it down one at a time. And this game goes a little bit tight. Masondo rocks back, hits that to that back in mid-wicket area. It helps me question, how long must that area keep getting access before you put a man there?
No, definitely. I think something has to give sooner or later. I think Masondo that time around almost made a mistake with as we go through the bowling lineup with NS Kem going for 16 runs from 3 overs. Bashir Walters going for 12 runs from 2 overs. Benjamin van Ransburg 13 runs from 2 overs. Zakele Kwabe 8 runs from 2 overs. Romano Trablanche bowling the 1 over for 16 runs. And Tsepo Ntuli into his second over after going for 5 runs in the first one.
Tsepo, look at that replay. Blatant drop catch. Tsepo Ntuli starts off with the wide down leg.
But I see what they've done, what we're speaking about now. They finally got a mid-wicket in there, which we think it's long overdue. It's something that they should have been done long time. I think it might be 10 runs or 15 runs even that were given too easily.
Tuli goes again, works it. Masondo rocks back and works it into that deep square region. It's almost like there's a snake bite and that venom is eating you just bit by bit.
Yeah.
Just getting frustrated, the Northern Cape Heat are.
Yeah, funny enough, then a change of field with now Grant Thompson coming out of that mid-wicket area, and as he does that, Hasbrook says thank you for creating that opportunity for me again, and once again just getting an easy single there.
Currently, right now, the required rate is at 6.5. Impalas are going at 6.9. Still in the balance. Quite an easy walk if they keep knocking it around. And Tuli goes again, tries to get it tight. So no run to short fine leg. Hasbrook not interested in that.
But you see what that has created. With having a mid-wicket now, Masondo is not finding it as easy as he was a bit earlier on, hitting it mid-wicket. He's trying to turn his bat a bit more and creating an opportunity there.
That's well played by Masondo. Defending that to that cover region for a single. Tuli throwing it just a little bit wider, trying to entice him, thinking he's going to go for that big shot. But they've got too much experience. They'll keep chipping it away. Tuli goes nice and tight. And Hasbrook rocks back, opening up that front leg just to hit it down to that car corner region.
I'm just wondering what the tactic or the thought process is not to have a mid-wicket for Hasbrook, but to have for Masondo. This time around, no mid-wicket for Masondo. It's as if like they're trying to figure out as game is going, they're trying to figure out what they need to do here. They're really not putting the pressure that they should be putting on Limpopo Impalas. 132, you can't be affording to give them easy runs.
And until he digs that one short in, Mu changes his field, and that is the end of the over. 7-9 for 2 after 12. 8 overs to go. 54 more runs to win. Who will take it? Who do you think is on top currently, or do you think that they level par?
I said earlier that Limpopo Impalas have got a couple of fingers on the trophy. I think they've gotten a few more fingers on the trophy. Yes, the required run rate is at 6.8, which is what it was when the game started. They've got 8 wickets in hand. They'll be backing themselves to say that, guys, just keep on playing the cricket that we are. Northern Cape Heat is making it a bit easy for them. Just keep on going.
And this came with his third over. Goes short. Hasbrook rocks back. Slows down his hands just to get it for the single, for his 4th over. And this came finishing off now. Hasbrook set up quickly. Almost thought he's going to launch that out of this province. But slows his hands down and just gets a single. And this came digs it on short again. Yet again they access that vacant mid-wicket area. Surely after 30 runs going into the same place, you start thinking, guys, they're running. They're running away, literally running, in fact, walking away with this.
Except it's walking away because nobody's chasing them. This time around a bit wider from NSKM, and Hasbrook just leans back and hits it past that point area for a 4. Again, they've been going at single, and you gotta say that there will be a time where opportunities created for a 4. He gets a 4. Easy game for Limpopo Impalas.
Look at that replay. Ernest Kim missing his line completely, giving with. Hasbrook rocks back well. That was another one. Defense had a keeper, chases that. That's well done. Already off this over, looking at 6 runs. They've reached their target, just one more in their head again. Northern Cape Heat have to pull something out of their hat here. Goes quicker and tighter. And Haase just rocks back. We know that he can take those twos if he wanted to, but he thinks, do I really need to?
Yeah, that's the thing. There is no pressure created so far, or what's happening there is that they just know. Just keep on plugging those ones. There will be those boundary balls, which we saw a little bit earlier on, and they managed to get a boundary.
And let's get him to close off his spell in his campaign in this T20 challenge. And that is the end of the over. 86 for 2 after 13 overs. 7 overs left. What do you do now if you're the bowling team? What plans do you have to try and get that required rate higher than 8 to give yourselves a chance? So in the last 2 overs, if you even get there, that they need 16 to make it a little bit more difficult.
Look, you've got to bring your Bashir Walters or your Romano Tarablanche, the more experienced bowlers, back into the attack. Yes, Romano Tarablanche didn't bowl too well, but you might want to bring him back and see what he does. But as we say that, they're bringing Benjamin van Ransberg back into the attack. He's bowled quite decently. But I think, like you said, that you got to get to your ace bowlers, the guys that have been taking the wickets, the guys that have been winning you games, to say, let's see if you can get something. Because the way that it's going at the moment, it just looks like it's a going through the motions type of a thing, going there like, let's hope that something happened instead of actually trying to do something.
And Van Rensburg with his first ball. Ruan Haasberg tries to hit that to the leg side. Ball sitting in the sky, and that is taken. The breakthrough that they needed, caught by the skipper. Haasberg trying to work that on the leg side. Is this the rabbit that they pulled out of the hat? That I've got a bowler who can try and do something. First ball breaks this partnership. They were cruising so well. And that's the end of the skipper of the Impalas, Haasberg.
Yeah, definitely. I think they'll be looking and say, commentators, you don't know what you're talking about. As we see that a bit of a length ball there from Haasberg was looking to put the pressure onto the bowler early on. Just gets a thick top edge there, and Grant Thompson, captain of Limpopo Impalas, said, I'll get rid of you myself, Mr. Captain. And Morne Fenter coming into bat for Limpopo Impalas.
Oh, very, very good batter, local player, played a lot of cricket here. Took his way, went down to the coast in MMU, spent some time there, and came back. And look where he is now with his cricket. Can he build another partnership with Masondo? Masondo will be saying to him, we don't need to take risks, just keep rotating. But we know where these wickets, pressure starts to slowly develop. You have to build again. The hardest thing what to do when you start playing is to start your innings. That's the most difficult part.
Yeah, definitely. I think the way that the game is set up, we still say that Limpopo Impalas are still firmly ahead in the game, but 1 or 2 wickets can really bring a change into this innings.
And in comparison, Northern Cape at the same stage, 90 for 5. Fair game, still balanced. Mornay with facing his first ball. Dig it in short, Mornay works that to the leg side, to that vacant mid-wicket area. I'm actually starting to think that there must have been a rule to say no mid-wickets allowed. That man hasn't been there, and the Impalas are just going to keep chipping away. When do they think, let's get a man there, new batter, you want to put him under pressure, put the man there.
But I must say, with the way that the game is set up, the experience of Sizwe Masondo will have to really come out here. He needs to say to his teammates that, guys, let's bet and keep on betting the way that we've been betting, and we'll see ourselves home. And Sizwe Masondo just gets one here, gets it down to that deep square leg for a single. Good fielding there from Diteko Mudiri.
Hit it with some good pace as well, set himself up nicely. His bat is just flowing so nice, watching it well, making nice and late contact. He was given an opportunity, dropped 2 overs before this, and he's still, he's got to take it through now. And Van Rensburg digs it in short, and Mornay just works that to the deep square boundary, hitting it off his hip for the single. Game is still fairly balanced. Only needing 6 for 9 runs and over. Is it slowly creeping up? What do you say? Who's going to be the guy that bowls it over that goes for 3 to really make it difficult for the Impalas? Van Rensburg tries to dig it in again, and Masondo hits that down to the far leg boundary. Turns for the second one. and gets to a little bit of a fumble down on that. But good work, good throw.
Yeah, a bit of an untidy bit of work there from Ernest Kemp. And the pressure that's been created from Van Ransberg has been really bowling well in this over, picking up the wicket of the first ball and has hardly given anything away. But the game of T20 cricket changes so quickly. In no time, if Northern Cape Heat can build a few good dot balls here and there, they might find themselves in a very good position again.
Very, very interesting. Very interesting tactic from Van Rensburg. Digging it in, we've seen that consistently. Very good single. Masondo works that down to that third man region. Good fielding by Ntuli down there. And that brings the over up 92 for 3 after 14. 41 more runs to win with 36 balls left.
Yeah, and as you say that, Grant Thompson, the skipper of Northern Cape Heat, brings himself into the attack from the side 3 end. I think that's a good move also from the captain, just to instill some confidence also in his team, to say that we do need something to happen. We need to get wickets. Somebody has to give us something, and then he comes out and say, "I'll be that person that gives you what you need." And he's got the ball in his hand to Sizwe Masondo, former teammates, of course, at Easterns. These two players played together for quite some time at Easterns.
Masondo will be confident knowing how he's going to bowl. Moso will give information to Mornay Venter to say this is where what he's going to try and do in these situations. It's all about the execution. The game is getting tight, nail biting, still very close. Grant with his first ball. Goes nice and tight. Masondo works it around his pad to that fine leg region for the one. Grant starting off tight to Masondo.
Any update on Zanzibar? Alright guys, the physio came here and said that he's not coming back. He's got a severe injury on his knee.
And we've just got to update that Vandia won't be coming back in. He's got a severe injury on that knee. Thompson slows the ball down and Mornay works that to the leg side. I've really got to ask, are you that afraid of attacking a batter that you'd rather keep that mid-wicket region vacant? You are not defending 180. The players aren't looking for boundaries, they're looking to rotate.
Yeah, I think it'll be very interesting to understand or to know what tactics Northern Cape Heat are trying to play on. Maybe they're saying that they try to get 2 dot balls in and over and give them 1-1-1 and the run rate just goes up a touch, but it's quite easy at the moment, especially in such times where after giving those easy ones, there's also white balls that are being bowled with Limpopo Impalas feeling that now they don't need to get all the runs of the bat because there's some runs that have been given to them.
Correct. I just think that they could tactically and change plans. They haven't changed their plans. They've stuck to the same throughout the game. There's a point where you say, what's plan B? Can we just steal 2 good overs in this period that go for less than 6 just to get that required run rate up? As Grant Thompson comes to re-bowl that delivery. Goes on a shorter length. No ball. Not what the Northern Cape Heat are looking for. A wide and a no ball, opening up opportunity for a free hit. Do the Impalas at least now have a hand on that trophy at
Look,
this
I
moment?
think they had a full hand. Now they've got more fingers on the second hand onto that trophy. I think they feel like they are firmly ahead.
Grant bowling his third delivery. Bowl the wide and a no ball. Has to re-bowl this. Goes for a slow ball, Baza. Sondo swings almost twice and the ball came past. But well bowled. The experience of Grant Thompson coming out.
Yeah, outfoxed him there, bowled it. That's not a slow ball. That's a slower ball. That's a very slow ball there from Grant Thompson. He would have ought to know that Sizwe Masondo would be looking to go hard and just slow it down and say that, you're going to need to watch the ball until you hit it.
Grant Thompson for his fourth delivery. Goes nice and tight to the Stars. Gets a thick outside edge. Masondo trying to work it. Gets a single. Ball goes down to the sweeper region. Oh, it's almost like you got to think, when is it going to come my way?
When is it, isn't it? There has been a few balls here and there that I've plucked. I mean, we saw the drop catch of Ennis came a bit earlier of Sizwe Masondo. Sometimes that's the game of cricket, isn't it? That you need a bit of luck to go away. And that's what Northern Cape Heat need at the moment. They need a bit of luck to go their way.
Grant Thompson for his fifth delivery. Slows it down and Mornay goes and works it. They're looking to push for the 2 and they say no thank you, we're not going to go there. It's very good fielding down at that Kawa corner region. Grant Thompson with his last delivery. Let's see how he exits his over. 6 runs off the first 5 balls. 2 of those runs have been given through by a wide and no ball. Let's see how he finishes the over. Impalas needing 1 run to get to their 100. And Grant Thompson trying to show them that you're not going to get that milestone with my deliveries. Grant is it nice and tight. Masondo knocks that ball down. They take a single. And Mornay looking to turn for 2 and no run. Very good cricket. Emotions are flaring up. And that is 100 up for the Impalas. 100 for 3 after 15 overs. 33 more runs to win. Look at this.
Thank you. We got bang bang here, lads. Okay, let's go.
And you look at that Northern Cape Heat. Ernest Kim batting well with that 42. But look at the Impala scorecards. But Sizwe Masondo, 36 or 45. Ruan Hasbrook losing his wicket at 35. And he's joined with Mornay Venter in the middle. Lawrence Steenkamp unfortunately running himself out. When do you bring in the experienced guys to come in and bowl? And here we go. Tepon Tuli coming back in from the golf course end. Bowling to Masondo. Goes nice and tight. Masondo tries to work that around. Go for a single. They calls yes. And that's 1 run. Slowly eating away at this total. T20, the modern game, 130 is very difficult to defend. You have to bowl well. And the Impalas are equally matching that. And Tuli goes a little bit quicker. They've got a mid-wicket in place, and that brings up a dot ball. Something that we were speaking about, that you need that mid-wicket in place. Gives a dot ball. Mornay trying to work that off on the leg side. Tuli plays it nice and late, hits that to the deep square boundary. Advancing forward for the single. It's very, very good. KG, something very interesting. What would you do as a skipper right now in this situation? What calls do you make?
I'll tell you just now.
Tuli goes in, gives a little bit width, goes short. Sondo pulls that ball to that deep square boundary for a single. Hits it with some good pace. It's good fielding there.
And like I said a bit earlier, I think it's one of those things that a little bit earlier on they should have looked to plug those spaces that were there around, which allowed Limpopo Impalas to get in the situation where they're at, where they're dominating the game. But as you say, that opportunity created and is taken at the long on boundary by Chris Bretz, who's on for Jonathan Vandia. An untimely shot there from Mornay Venter, unnecessary shot here, giving the wicket away in such a dominant position that they were in. So I suppose for Northern Cape Heat to get a wicket, I must just speak.
No, the coach will be sitting there and thinking, why? Look at that in Tuli, just slowing that up. Mornay saying, I'm going to take a bite of that. But hits it down long on throat. Not what the Impalas needed right now. Having to restart, having to build. But we know we've got a new batter walking into the crease. Danny Boom Boom, as they call him. Daniel van der Merwe coming in. We know you can hit bombs. But the experience of Intuli, accuracy. You sit there and you think, why? Why do you need to knock it down the throat? You're going so well. You're meeting the rate. That wicket takes up the required rate to 7.2. Are they in now? Have they given the Northern Cape Heat a sniff of that trophy?
Yeah, look, I think Limpopo Impalas probably took 1 finger off that trophy. simply because we've been speaking about how easy it is for them, but now they've almost turned it the other way in terms of giving away a free wicket there, where you feel like Daniel van der Merwe, yes, he can hit the ball, but he's not a recognized batter. So Northern Cape will feel that they can put a lot of pressure on him. If they can get him out, you get Wisani Mishwana in, and then you might see them starting to panic a little bit to end of the game. So this is going to be a very interesting phase of the game.
Tuli bowls it nice and tight to Daniel. Daniel rocks back, gets an inside edge. Ball goes to deep square region just for the single. Tuli getting a breakthrough of a partnership that was slowly growing to become a monster.
It's funny how the game changes, and just as we look at that wicket again, dragged it wide for him, and Morne Venter doesn't get the connection that he was looking for there in a wonderful catch at the bound from Christopher Brett. The game has almost balanced a bit more even again, with now the run rate is actually at 7.3, where it was never at 7.3 before. It's been very easy for Limpopo Impalas. We still feel like they are still quite ahead. They still got 6 wickets in hand, only needing a further 29 runs from 24 balls. Just need a boundary here and there. But now the run rate, the thing about T20 cricket, the latter overs especially, the run rate just shoots up so quickly. So Limpopo Impalas must get careful and not get too complacent. As we say that the experienced Bashir Walters, what better man to have bowling at this time, coming to the attack from Said Street end.
Bashir coming with his third over. Goes nice and tight. Daniel plays that just for the single. I think they would rather be, they want to be nice and tight. They want to be nice and tight to Danny. Force him to hit over the field for the boundary guys. They really want to be really sorted. We know that you don't want Masondo's just been knocking around. He's not a boundary player threat, but he's a guy who can take the game away from you very slowly, which he has done. He's put on 38 or 47. Bashir Walters has to come in now. And there's
confusion, yeah.
It's confusion and conversation. The umpires are going to have a chat. Umpires just confirm. And Bashir Walters comes in for his second ball to Masondo. Goes on a full length. Masondo pushes that through to the covers. They're looking to push 2 runs. It's very good cricket from the guys. Trying to. Masondo places that well past the extra cover boundary. Emotions are getting a little bit tight. But who's going to press that panic button first?
Yeah, he's got that panic button. I think Sizwe Masondo from Limpopo Impalas is the best man, the best batter to have at this time of the game, because he's such a solid batsman. He's such an experienced batsman. He knows what's required, and I don't think the scoreboard will be putting too much pressure on him.
Walters goes nice and tight. Sondo works it on the leg side. They're definitely looking to push 2. They call yes, and that's 2 runs. It's going to get to a point where I'm starting to think a team doesn't need to have boundaries. You've got 3 men down on the leg side. They're happy to take the singles. When do you say, guys, we need a mid-wicket? You're bowling tight to the body. You've got 3 guys up in the ring, 4 guys on the offside, but you're not even using those guys.
It's a very interesting piece of cricket that's happening here, where, like you say, I think it's just a bit too easy to score on that leg side. They're bowling straight, no one protecting the leg side. Once again, as we see again, might be looking for another 2, maybe not this time around.
No run. This is very, very good. It's been 4 overs since the last boundary. Don't you stand on the field and think, guys, or get a message off the field to say, guys, listen, this is where we are. Let's think about the game differently. But it's so difficult when you're in the game and you're going through it and you're right there in the midst of the storm. It's very difficult. You need that outside eye just to help you navigate your way through the game.
Although I'd say with Northern Cape Heat, you've got way too much experience, enough experience on the field to identify what could be needed now. As you said, there isn't any boundaries. However, they're just going at those twos and ones, which is what is required.
Danny bounces him. Danny tries to pull that a little bit more evasive. It's exactly the question I asked. Do fast bowlers still try and kill each other?
It
And
looks
Bash
like
says,
it.
I'm old school like that. I'll take your head off if I can.
And that's Nelson up for Limpopo Impalas. They are 111 for 4 after 16.5 overs. Good game. Not too many runs to play with from Northern Cape Heat. But I think, the scoreboard pressure might start going a bit. Say, guys, whoa, 16 over. They need, Limpopo Impalas would feel like they need to get a boundary somewhere.
No, definitely. Bash coming in to finish off his over. He goes fuller. Masondo works it around his pad to the deep square boundary. They run only the second. He turns for the 2. And that he makes it 2. Very, very good running from Masondo. We can see that how interesting it's getting, nice and tight. But this is why we watch finals. Look at that. Masondo working it around his pad, but very, very good fielding. I just feel he held onto the ball for too long, but he's just trying to get his balance again, moving backward. Keeper, if he had taken that clean, do you think that would have been out?
It looked like it would have been close.
Look at that scorecard. Ernest came with the 4 overs, 23 runs. He hasn't taken any sticks. Bash Walters, 3 off 21. 1 wicket he has. Van Rensburg has got 3 overs as well with 1 wicket. The question is, who do you bring in? And the skipper's making a bowling change. You got Tepon Tuli, who's bowled fairly well. 3 overs, 14 runs with the wicket. He's only got 1 over. Grant Thompson comes in, and we see this is the bowling change on the golf course end.
Yeah, you've got Benjamin van Rensburg back into the attack. He's bowled 3 overs for 20 runs so far. Don't know.
This is where the calmness is what's going to get you through to critically think. Remember, you cannot think when you're panicking.
Yeah.
There is no thought process when you're under panic. You can only think when you critically look at things, and this is where you've got to think. Do they panic? But they've tightened up that field to try as much as possible with Danny. With only fine leg, deep square, cow corner, out with the sweeper. And third man.
Daniel
Daniel!
van der Merwe!
Danny boom boom pulls that, evading with his head, but he says, I'll take that. Hits that for a massive 6. What type of bowling plans are these?
The 18th over, we know what Daniel van der Merwe can do. Benjamin van Rensburg goes down again to Daniel van der Merwe, gives a big word. He is actually very comfortable.
Yeah.
Very big boy, gets nice bat in it, over for 6. Over you go, and he says, thank you very much for that short ball. I'll win the game for my team.
No, it's good. All the campers got to figure out a way. The experience of Grant Thompson, having a chat to these bowlers now. What do we do? Where do we go? Do you think a change of pace, slowing it down to Danny, a guy you know his hands keep coming through? Do we slow it down? What do we do? But clearly they're going to still keep the same field. They've just brought fine leg in and taken down long on.
Daniel van der Merwe, that's good cricket, isn't
Very
it?
good cricket.
Getting a 6 and getting 1. I think what Limpopo Impalas are looking, they still got Risani Mushwana, who's a batter. They still got Aldred Walken, who can bat. They're probably saying to Daniel van der Merwe that we don't want to take that game to the 20th over because there might be unnecessary pressure of finishing it off. So this might be the time to say, Daniel van der Merwe, go out there, you've got the license, try to win it earlier. If we need to stabilize the game again, we do have Risani Mushwana and Aldred Walken that can do that. You go out there, you express yourself, and you hit the ball, and that's what's happening.
Definitely with Van Rensburg coming with his third ball around the wicket. He goes nice and tight, down leg, wide delivery. We'll take them as they come, needing only 12. Runs from 12 left.
16 balls.
16 balls to get 12. This is where you think you've just got to strike. Van Rensburg just pulling that down. And if you can see the 6 going short, Danny says, I'll pull that all day long.
Every day and twice on a Sunday.
And Rensburg goes in, goes nice and tight. Hit comes off the thigh pad of Sizwe Masondo.
You can just feel the crowd here. You can just feel how good it's going.
Everything, the atmosphere. If you're somewhere close around Polokwane, you've got to come and watch this. Full on excitement. Crowds keep creeping in. Do the Impalas make history here?
Bit of dancing happening there at the grandstand. Let's see Daniel van der Merwe here. Daniel van der Merwe just cuts. Oh, big one. Chance created. A half a chance, you'd say, to Tsepontuli that was hit very hard by Daniel van der Merwe.
Gets a dot ball there. But jeez, what acrobat. He was basically sideways and airborne. This is absolutely fantastic. Watching the ball. Danny tries to cut that, gives himself some space. But look at that. Look at that. My goodness, Tsepontuli, we know he's a very good fielder, very acrobatic in that point region, saves a run. A crucial dot ball. Right now the dot balls are like gold. It's something that you need to find.
That's what we said a bit earlier, that Northern Cape Heat feel like they need a bit of luck. That was the time where it was a half chance created that they wish that they got a bit of luck.
And Van Rensburg goes on a fuller late. Danny hits that through the cover region. And that's 4 runs. Daniel knocks that past. And that's none of the match. Surely we give it to Danny. Something very much needed.
Look at the crowd going. They are having the time of their lives. The first time Limpopo Impalas finds themselves in the final, and it looks like they're going to take it home.
What a T20 campaign. Look at Van Rensburg running in. Danny sets up. Danny gets an outside edge for 4. It can't get any worse than this. But the Impalas have got 9 fingers of the trophy. It's just that pinky left.
9.5
even. 3 runs to win. Do the Impalas make history at the City of Stars, Polokwane?
Wow, this has been a game and a half. This has been, besides being the game and a half, this has been a tournament. As we see that second last ball, a good drive from Daniel van der Merwe, hitting it like a proper batsman, hitting it through the covers. As we see, Kwabe comes into the attack from the Say Street, and I think they held him off for too long, because Kwabe bowled 2 overs, going only for 8 runs, created some pressure, but for some reason, he's only bowling instead over now, when you can see that the game has firmly gone away from them. Limpopo Impalas can be proud about the season that they've had. They've had a wonderful 4-day series where they just lost out to Northern Cape Heat in a game that was an unofficial semi-final, if you can put it like that. They came here now for the final, got themselves in a wonderful position, bowling first. Everybody was saying what they do, they've been doing the whole season is defending. Today they've had to attack, but then when they bowled first, they bowled like the way that they've been defending, where they kept the score down against their opposition, and they gave themselves a wonderful opportunity to go out and win the game. 132 runs that they only let Northern Cape Heat bowl here. Northern Cape Heat taking a bit of their time here, trying to probably frustrate Limpopo Impalas a bit. But Limpopo Impalas, you've got 12 balls, you've got 3 runs, you've got 6 wickets, you've got the crowd, you've got the game in your hands, and 9.5 fingers on the trophy.
I definitely got to agree with that. I hope the discussion they're having with the skip and the bowlers, they're thinking, should we put a mid-wicket with only 3 runs left? Why are my guys still on the boundary? No one's looking to score there. And the batters, Danny, taking that over away from the Northern Cape. Sizwe Masondo on 45, 3 runs left. Does he score 50 in the final? A trophy with the experience of Masondo. We can see the crowd there. We can see them all dancing in celebration, backing the boys. This is brilliant. Zach, I see the mid-wicket coming in with Bashir Walters. Zach, barreling the first ball of his third over. Goes nice and tight. And that ball comes off the pad and no run. Masondo missing out on that. Think he would have loved to get some bat, but he wants his 50. You walk off with a good knock and no milestone.
I think knowing Sizo Masondo, he's a bit of a team man, so he puts the team first to say, don't need to get a 50. All I need to do is just make sure that we finish it off.
No, definitely, I agree with that. Zach with this second ball. Coming to bowl this. Masondo batting, tries to run that down, they call yes. And run out opportunity on the North Sharkers end, and that's not Danny looking to take it, but very good fielding. Really making this game very slow for the Impalas. You can see that crowd, everyone on their feet, standing up saying, Impalas, when are you going to finish this? We're anxious to celebrate. But the Northern Cape Heat says, we'll drag it out. We're happy to do that. Zach with his third ball. Masondo tries to walk down. Masondo hits that straight. They're turning for the 2. Daniel says, yes, I'm happy with that. Needing only the run left. Only the 1 run to win the game. This would be one of those things we have to admit you cannot mess up from this position.
You absolutely cannot mess up from this situation. I think Northern Cape Heat, yeah, they just let themselves down. I think if we look about the key moments, is a lot of times when they didn't have the mid-wicket and Kwabe goes to Masondo, needing 1 run to win the final, and Masondo pulls that down to that deep square leg, and that finishes the game. Wonderful, wonderful.
Masondo gets his 50, 51 or 56. You cannot ask for a better way to finish the game. The crowd is on their feet. The supporters are on their feet. The only people that are still sitting down is us and the scorers. But I've got to say, what a game of cricket. Celebrations in the city of stars. The groundsmen are happy. The kids are all celebrating. Impalas, their first trophy in the new Div 1, Div 2 competition. Bringing celebrations up. What more do you need? I would rather be at the field than be at home right now.
Yeah, very good from Limpopo Impalas. I think you would say that they deserved to be firstly in the finals with the kind of cricket that they've played, but also they've deserved to come here today and win the final. It's been such a wonderful, wonderful cricket here from Limpopo Impalas throughout the season. A team that maybe not a lot of people would have given a lot of chance to say that they're going to win. Even coming into the final, looking at, yes, they came into the final, they won their game, but you looked at Northern Cape Heat and said, all the experience that Northern Cape Heat has, you felt that Limpopo might crumble under pressure, but they got up and they said, you know what? We are going to make sure that we finish off what we started today. They made it a bit more difficult for them by saying to them that go down and chase. But then the bowler said, we are going to do what we've been doing throughout the whole season and making sure that we keep the scores down and making sure that we win the game. And that is exactly what happened here today. You would say that, yes, batting, batted well, did well, batted well. But this game was won by the bowlers in the first innings, making sure that they don't give anything for Northern Cape Heat. And wow, what a game, what a day, what a place to be right now.
I think this is very phenomenal from them. Started off this tournament, like you're saying, not looking at the likely chances. Free State looking as a better team, Northern Cape as a stronger team. And then you look here, Northern Cape pulls off the semi-final. What a win from them. And now you sit with Northern Cape and Limpopo sitting in the final. And Limpopo and Impalas say, listen, yeah, we're happy to take it. Just like the way we started, coming through and saying, yeah, we're going to go there undefeated. How often do you see teams going through a campaign without putting a game down? This is consistency, and consistency wins you trophies.
Yeah, definitely. I think they've done really well here as we just go through how this game has unfolded today. Obviously, Limpopo Impalas winning by 6 wickets. As we said a bit earlier on, a very deserved trophy by a very young team coached by a very experienced Gordon Parsons. I mean, the kind of camaraderie that he's brought into this team, just making sure that this year they've competed every single game that they have played, every single competition that they have been in. They've constantly competed, and what better way to finish it off than actually winning the whole thing. Very, very, very good cricket. Very, very good main that Limpopo cricket have assembled out there, and they are making sure that they go throughout the games. They come every time. When they were bowling a bit earlier, you could see that there was hunger in the way that they were going about the game, and they did really well. Very, very good game. Wonderful. Katlago Simpe, it's been good. Semi-final, we're here. Final, we're here. It's been good to be with you in commentary. And thank you again also to Pitch Vision for the wonderful feed that they've been giving us, the production team, the cameras. Thank you to Pitch Vision also for making sure that there's these opportunities for cricket to go out there. And of course to Cricket South Africa also for creating the platforms to make sure that these players, the history is being captured, and that's exactly what has been done. It's been good from my side. Thank you, Kaka.
Thank you very much, Kafizo. I appreciate it.
The pressure, but after the power play we kind of just lost our way there a little bit. Due to some really good bowling, and they got the most out of the conditions, being their home ground and knowing what to do. So yeah, credit to them. I think they really did well.
What was your feeling of the camp when you guys had that brilliant start to your partnership? First wicket, how was that for you guys?
Yeah, I thought that was, like I said already, that was fantastic. I think they played really well up front. Yeah, and then we just lost our way. Yeah, not too much about the wicket there, but maybe just a little bit about some decision making there. But yeah, like I said, we were really happy with the start we had. Just unfortunately today we just couldn't push it through in the middle.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. The captain of the Northern Cape. Please call on the captain, really captain of the what a campaign, undefeated.
Yeah, it's been brilliant. The boys have worked really hard behind the scenes and some tough conditions as well sometimes. But yeah, we've fought hard, some character shown from everyone. Everyone's picked their hands up at different stages. No, it's been brilliant. And I think this is only a step forward for the local cricket. I think the local cricket is on the rise and exciting to see what comes next year.
After that brilliant start that Northern Cape had early on, what is your guys' thoughts to try and slow down their scoring rate?
Yeah, I think credit has to go to them. They played a serious game of cricket, good campaign as well. That's the reason why he's here. And then after that power play, obviously, look, you can see there was a bit of nerves first time in a while for us to be here. But yeah, getting through that, I think that's all we've won most of our games at that stage between 6 and 13. And we've been brilliant. Cloudy put his hand up again. Don has been brilliant, Walkie as well. And Dan as well today, so brilliant state of the boys. Awesome.
That's phenomenal stuff. And what were you guys thinking now, closing up at the end of the game tactically, seeing that you only need a couple of more runs? What was your guys' thoughts in changing? What were you guys looking to try and do to finish off the game?
I think it was to keep it as simple as possible, like we've been doing with the play. Just to be a little bit more sure and take it quite deep. We know that there's going to be some few bounces at the end, it's just small rounds to take them to the end. And then just show some calmness. The season was unbelievable, showed his experience there.
Thank you, that's the winning captain of the Impalas. And this is why we're here, for this big thing, for this trophy. And I've got to say, for the Impalas, the first one, and you're home, at your home ground. I'd like to call on the captain and his team to come and get the thing that they've been fighting for the whole season. Sit back.
The Lewis Hamilton moment. Get the champagne. Okay, just tell me. We know BJ's in the room. Danny, have you ever seen one of those? Where does it go? What do we do with it? Gizmo!
Well done, boys. Well done. Well done, boys.
Okay, very good. Thanks everyone. Thank you. Appreciate it.